La 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 Hello, everyone. I got goosebumps about this one. I don't know why I'm like doing like little motorcycle dance and shit when I'm listening to the theme. But what up, everybody? This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And welcome to another Saturday night. Uh, yeah, title is intriguing. I would say, to say the least. Why would I suggest after Derek Jackson being exposed uh, of being a cheater, why would he watch people like Kevin Samuels and Tommy Sotomayor? Uh, well, I don't know. I'm thinking like after he presents himself the way he has for years upon years, maybe you need to try something else. I'm just saying. I mean, who would you rather? I mean, who would you rather listen to at this point? Would you rather listen to Derek Jackson, who is now a cheater? Well, it says he's been cheating for 4 years, and I looked at the video. I looked at the video. I looked at Tasha K's broadcast where she exposed Derek Jackson, and I don't care how you slice it. The little video bit that's very hard to smooth over. I mean, literally. Hey, Candace, what kind of drawers you got on? Yeah, I mean, make brand, all that. What kind of drawers you got on? I was like, okay. Like, how do you explain that one? You can't lie your way out of that one. I mean, looking like the videos that he be putting up on social media, same angle and everything. I said, yeah, that's Derek Jackson right there. Whew. I'm just saying, man, these hoes ain't loyal. I mean, shit. In their bed. I mean, think about that. He supposedly gave her oral sex in the bed that him and his wife sleep in. Now that's just foul right there. I mean that's like some shit that will require karma to take care of later. I mean, if you cheat somewhere else. Don't cheat at home. Like I'm not a cheater or a cheating expert or anything, but I've talked to various men that have done various things behind their wives' backs. You know, I mean, I'm not at liberty to disclose who those people are. But they would always say little stupid shit like that. Don't If you go cheat, don't cheat at home. I mean, I understand the concept. I mean, it's still low down, but I mean that's pretty foul. I mean, plus, you if you're doing something like that, you putting yourself out there on video, you putting your text messages, photos, and everything. Don't make her mad. Scorn X, like hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. But I'm just that question that I ask in the title of the topic of this video. That's purely our sarcasm. It looks like, but I guess between the crowd that watches Kevin Samuels and Tommy Sotomayor, uh, they're probably much better off than the crowd they watch Derek Jackson right now. I don't run into I don't run into too many men that I don't run into too many men that says that people like Derek Jackson are absolutely correct. I would say very few, and those guys usually are called simps. Now, Derek Jackson is when you apply that terminology, is quote unquote has the social media label king of the simps. And just for clarification purposes, simps does not mean being a simp does not mean you love black women. It doesn't mean that. That's just some variant meaning that people who want to argue with black men put out. Y'all call anybody that love a woman a simp. Now, I mean, I'll say the word has been taken out of context, but to say, I mean, if you write a book and you entitle it "Single Mothers Are for Grown Men Only," of course you're going to get that. Of course you're going to get that title. Of course you are. What up, Judge Dre? Yeah, I heard somebody really significant say your name like a couple days ago. I don't know if you heard it, but I'll just give you a clue. He was on. Shout out to Solo TV 84. So he was on that show, and it was not a great shout out, but we can get to that sometime. I mean, probably make you curious, so you probably already heard about it. You probably were watching that broadcast. I mean, Manosphere broadcasts, hey, they're becoming quite popular these days. Hell, shit, Derek Jaxn, maybe he should have watched some Black Manosphere. Maybe he would have had a better case solution for his marriage besides, going to see this infamous, from what I could tell, younger, more in shape, prettier. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. If and I mean, for a guy like him, okay, temptation probably is a motherfucker. When you selling dream like that, shoot, of course there are going to be some women that are going to be like, oh my God, I know you're married, but I can keep a secret. Probably this girl probably said the same thing. Yeah, when they say they can keep a secret, they probably mean the opposite. Keep a secret on the condition that everything stays the way she wants it to stay. When you deviate from that, then things probably will go awry. Like, say, for instance, you start feeling guilty and be like, oh man, I'm tired of doing my wife like this. I'm going to go back in and settle with her, and I'm going to stop messing with you. I mean, I know I do extra push-ups, and I ask you, I always ask you about your draws, but, I'm wrong. She probably didn't want to hear that. She probably didn't want to get off the Derek Jaxn gravy train or whatever he was offering her on, like, eating a booty like groceries in the middle of the bed or something. I mean, anything's possible these days at this point. If a guy that was as saintly to all of these females as Derek Jaxn is capable of doing this, then who can you trust? Because let's go ahead and face it. They were taking his advice for the wrong reason anyway. Some reassurance of some fuckery or some shit. I said something a few weeks ago. I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. People like Derek Jaxn appeal to the stupid in individuals who are looking for excuses, such as baby mamas and you know how does Kevin Samuels put it? Eternal sevens. I mean, they're all looking for excuses because they don't want to change their attitudes. So they 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 go to the what I like to call the snake oil salesman. This is usually in the form of somebody like a preacher or some social media influencer, such as Derek Jaxn. All I'm gonna say is this: for people like Ace Metaphor, please keep your nose clean. Don't have any secrets, sir. You see what they doing to your boy. I mean, they dragging him right now because he was supposed to be perfect. He's supposed to be genuine. You want guys like that to be genuine because he's saying what you want him to say. For all you Derek Jaxn fans out there, he's saying what you want to hear. I know you want to believe it to be true because it's what you want to hear. Every time somebody say something you want to hear, and I mean that's just a small part of human nature. I mean that can be nullified by maturity. But when you hear something you want to hear, you want to believe it. You want to believe it to be facts, even though it isn't. That's what people like Derek Jaxn has been accused of doing by various people time and time again. But many, many, many more people, they believed in him. And I ain't hating on the brother. I mean, personally, I've said this consistently for years. I don't trust simps. I don't. And I'm talking about simp by definition. I'm not talking about this shit y'all come up with to try to counteract the argument of a critically thinking black man. Now he kissing BW's asses, and it's BW's that bringing them down. The irony. And it's Tasha K exclusive. Shout out to Tasha K. I was like, wow. I was like, wow, what kind of draws you got on? I was like, okay. I was like, damn, you can't smooth anything like that over. I mean, if and we take the smallest thing and we will make it into what we want to make it into. So you can pretty much do what you want to with what kind of draws you got on. It's like, all right. I was like, I laughed. I can't. I thought that shit was funny. Yeah, I laughed about a straight 5 minutes without breaking. Shoot, but hey, I mean, once you once you position yourself to look perfect and you're not perfect, one day you're going to look like an idiot. Period. Someone is going to embarrass you, especially as many like, and you would have thought it was been a brother that did the shit. Cause you know, brothers, we love to go at each other and try to take one little bit of information and then twist it. I mean, like we do this thing to destroy each other. But it touched Derek Jaxn this time. I did say one thing last night. Yeah, he know he a black man now. He's still sitting up there talking about it's fake news, it's fake news. But hey, they own him today. Like they own him today. And I mean, like that's just what happened. You're a social media influencer. You present yourself one way, they find out you're another way. Hey, it's out there. Some people don't give a fuck. Not Tasha K either. She seemed to have like, I mean, she kind of said that actually. I don't know. I mean, shoot. I mean, she's an influencer. She does what she has to do to keep it going. I mean, like Derek Jaxn. Yeah, this was a hero. This was the guy that said you should hold men accountable. That's a stretch mark lover. A black woman made that. Single mothers are for grown men only. I was like, okay, all right. That's a pretty broad statement, seeing that there are teen single moms. And as much as we have these little fake outrage narratives out here, oh man, black men are sick. Oh, they want young girls. Oh, that's why they get those passports. Then you want to say single mothers are for grown men only. I hope you weren't talking about the teen moms. Just saying, man. Simps, hey, simps. That's why I don't trust simps. You can find contradiction in all of their statements. And I mean, like some of you out there, that guys that might be listening to this, they hear the word simp. You might be getting upset because you've been called a simp several times yourself. You know what? You probably are. I really hate to break it to you. A lot of us in our lives have simped about something. See, here's the thing: when you're a male, when you're a black male, espionage. No, no. When you are a African American man, and when you are a black man in Western culture, when you make a mistake, you are blamed for it instantly. Doesn't matter. It does not matter if you saved 100,000 hoes. Doesn't matter if you spend $2 million trying to keep her. Doesn't matter. You fuck up. That's it. Your accountability is unmatched. I mean, have the bitter baby mamas tell it. That's not the case. We don't hold black men accountable enough. No, you don't hold your baby father accountable enough. That's why you like guys as with a fake presentation like Derek Jaxn. Simps to me are fake. Is always an end game for them, and it is the nature of it is validation. Dudes can get popular being simps. Hell, look at Steve Harvey. The I guess the elder simp or whatever. Look at him with his ultra feminine stepdaughter, Oh yeah, well, Lori Harvey. I don't know. I think she a little roughneck too. So you have to watch how you the word how you throw around words like feminine. But damn, it's like you know what though. You know what though. I could almost apologize because y'all listen to guys like that, and then I would really watch out for guys in this space that do the same thing. Yeah, you got quite a few of them. You got some new ones doing that. Who's trying to be that Derek Jackson? Who's trying to say that you are not to blame for your mistakes? That tells guys, hey, you know what? If you're thinking about buying her a house, no, scratch that. Buy her a city. I mean, but if you already had a city in mind, so no, scratch that. But get her a country. You know, because she is the prize. They want to hear shit like that. And I mean, like, and you've had guys, especially in the manosphere, warn you about guys like that. Hell, Judge Dre said he dated a girl, and there's one of his stories. But I mean, he said he was on the air trying to convince the woman that Derek Jackson is just a con artist. It was just BS. But let me give a devil's advocate argument real quick. Is he really a con artist? I know nobody's perfect now. No one's perfect. We all know that. If you're a human being, excuse me, and you walk this planet, you're not perfect. Derek Jackson isn't a perfect human being, even if he did have that presentation. That he had a superior love for the black woman. That he loves stretch marks. Personally, I don't mind tiger stripes on the shape, but that's another story. That single moms were for grown men only, even though there are single mothers that are still teenagers. When they can find flaw in your statement, sir, you need to go back to the drawing board and think about that shit, because then you have people like me actually saying stuff like that. That'll put something else on somebody's mind. Clean that shit up, brother. I mean, he looked like he got a lot to clean up. So he probably like saying stuff like, oh, these guys, he probably gonna say some bullshit like, yeah, all these people on these platforms making videos from their mom's basement, saying stuff for clicks and shit. Well, I mean, hell, you shouldn't be a public figure then. I mean, hell, and a pretty popular one at that too. I mean, I'm not that popular. If I fuck up shit, it'll be out there. Somebody do something with it. Getting back to what I was saying about black men and how when we make a mistake, that's pretty much it. It's out there forever, even if we are innocent. Because last night it was brought up, and I was like, hell, I mean, I need to see receipts. I mean, Derek Jackson's a black man. It seems to me that there's always going to be someone out there that's going to say something about you. Let me give you an example. What Deshaun Watson is going through right now. A lot of us believe that he may be innocent. You can't fight anything like that, especially when several come forward. That's why I have a real hard time with the RAPE culture argument. Because if we lived in a culture like that, then everybody be getting away with that. And we don't live in that culture. We live in a culture where men that are even accused without evidence of RAPE and sexual assault, these guys get ruined forever. So as long as what it seems like to me, as long as women say something and they say something to the right person, there's no way a man to get away with that, even if he is innocent, which is fucked up if he's innocent. But it's just so everything, just the timing of everything, the timing of that situation makes things so dubious. But if he's guilty, he should be punished. Just like with Derek Jaxn, for the presentation that he had, for what he put in front of everyone, he should be held accountable. Period. He was supposed to be lightning in a bottle. He was getting money. He was selling books. These women believed in him because they don't like the truth. Shoot. I mean, old boy better say something. That's all I got to say. But let's get to the question. Should he have watched Tommy and Kevin? Maybe. Maybe he would have got a better outcome. Maybe, I mean, shit. What Tommy would I'm saying from my observation of Tommy for years, he's probably not going to say something like single moms are for grown men only. Kevin Samuels ain't no way he's going to say that. I mean, I'm a betting man. If I were a betting man, based on anything I watched off of Kevin Samuels, he's probably not going to say that. Single moms are for grown men only. Y'all need to watch these simps. I've been saying this about simps for years. And I mean, probably a lot of people are offended by the word simp. A lot of people are offended by everything, including Muppets and Dr. Seuss and Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew, once again, we do not live in a RAPE culture. If you're willing to cancel a cartoon skunk, I was like, okay, but I don't, whatever on that. All right, let's get some shout outs. See who's in the chat. All right, Ivan Wright, Raid, how you doing, Sir Anthony, Courtney Woody? What is up? Black Light Revelations 2. He says D. Jaxn is a straight up narcissist. Females out here calling out narcissists, but they missed him on the radar because he was telling them what they wanted to hear. It's like one thing that I know about online simps that they will sit there, they will sit there and tell them what they want to hear. And what they want to hear is them shout at and have done something with their lives accountable for what Pookie and Skillet has done. I mean, men are tired of like we are tired of having to explain ourselves, with logic and truth. And you got guys coming through like this lying to them. Yes, when black men are brutally honest, we're punished for it. And Derek Jaxn has always had like I was saying last night, when you say something that is in disagreement with whatever these narratives, these bitter females, when I give descriptors, I give descriptors like bitter female. And I have to explain this. This is to imply that there are good females, there are sexy females, there are quiet females, there are older females, there are younger females. There are females that I'm related to, there are females that I am not related to. But there are a section of bitter ones. And for some reason, thousands of them plague social media looking for excuses. Excuses they're not going to get from Tommy or Kevin Samuels. And because of that, those two were labeled black woman haters. When you get labeled a black woman hater, you cannot get it off of you. Unless you start doing what? At an extreme rate. Simping. I've heard stories about Derek Jaxn before. They explained Tasha K, she reminded everyone of the abortion story. I heard that story before. You hear little murmurs every now and again because, he's a black man. People are going to reach out and try him. no matter what. I mean, it's just the nature of it. When you're telling what you like to call the truth, and I mean, like with Derrick Jaxn, he liked to call what he was saying the truth. You're going to have those individuals that don't like the truth or don't like your truth. So, does he deserve to be embarrassed like this? I'm not a huge fan. And I know I've just talked a certain way about this man, and I say I don't like simps. I mean, but honestly, I don't care. I don't care too much when people's business get put out there if no one is being harmed in the process. Now, his wife's feeling she's probably embarrassed. I haven't heard anything about a divorce. I mean, he's probably sleeping in a hotel right now, if any of it's true. Or he's sitting right in that house right now, laughing at motherfuckers talking about it. But it is embarrassing to say the least, especially when you're on video talking about telling another woman that isn't your wife what kind of drawers you got on, and have the Derrick Jaxn face too. I bet he won't confirm or deny the rumors. He will make a video as if nothing happened. I mean, definitely. Okay, they have this thing that say bad publicity is still publicity. So this is going to be publicity for him. And I mean, he's pretty much staying out there, and he still pretty much have guys making videos about the things that he is saying. So uh, yeah, he might make another video or another two videos. I don't think that he's gone. I mean, he's already tweeting like it's fake news. I mean, he might need to say something about why is he asking another woman about her draws or anything. That might be an older video. Believe it or not, the video quality wasn't that good. And I'm just saying, for the possibility that the whole thing may be bullshit. That this is just an attempt to embarrass the man. But like I said, the same people who ass he's been kissing this whole time are the ones that's doing it. Like I said, it ain't a black man. Black men are laughing at this dude because it is embarrassing. However you slice it, it is embarrassing. And for as many times as we call bullshit. But anyway, yep. Judge raised 4 years. Drop this link. So up here, what is having a safe weekend? If you're watching this broadcast, that's exactly what that means. On the way in, please press the like button. And if it's your first time on this channel, hit that subscribe. All right. Now, like I said, there's people who are more in tune with the history of these things, but I'm just going to give my perspective. Yeah. Also, I did see those comments Tommy made, like it was like I'd already played the music. So once I play that music, that's it. That's it. I was tired. I had stuff I had to do today. Shoot. What up, Judge?
Well,
How's it going?
you saw my shout out, huh?
Yeah, I saw that.
More like a hate out, but okay. But yeah.
God, I mean, it kind of shocked me. I was like, damn, out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, what's so bad is he sit up here and said that I made a comment about him in the chat room. Actually, I didn't. he made 2 points, and I said, "Yeah, Tommy is actually." I had actually took his advice. I said, "Yeah, he actually did do that." And he's like, "Yeah, this nigga said I was a scammer and all like this." I didn't say. I said, and then I even posted in the chat. I said, "I never said you was a scammer. I said you was a bad person, a bad friend. Like that's the reason why you don't have no friends." It's a big difference. Scammer and friend, two different. I mean, at least I can admit to the shit I said because I still say the same shit today. But back onto our topic here. Brother man is probably going to be in trouble. His best bet is to play like if I was him right now running the business. Best bet, that's my business forte. Double down. You got to double down. You got to take all, especially they say that there's another chick about to come out. So just double down and take all the blame. You did everything wrong, this, that, and the other. And what I would do is this, so that I can limit the people that are coming after me. I would start changing in my videos instead of talking about men, talk about what I used to do. See what I'm talking about? So that way you say you change and you can still make all your same talking points that you're making, but yeah, this was an immature way of thinking that I used to do instead of saying men. So that way you say always talk about you instead of men. So then the men keeps like the men won't attack you because you keep talking about yourself. Because we like that ain't me. So the men in the manosphere won't attack him because they be like, well, fuck, he talking about himself. And I mean, like, because basically, it's he's already screwed on that. And the problem is, like, I made a comment on a previous panel. I said, kind of like this. This situation came out right here, and people say, "Well, it ain't that big deal. It ain't that big deal." Technically, it is a big deal because basically, it's like how Whiplash made Iron Man bleed.
Oh,
This situation, right, made Iron Man bleed.
if you can make God bleed, people will cease to take him seriously.
Right, and that's the
So they made their God bleed,
well,
and
this is the problem. This is the problem. They made him bleed by basically showing that he's just like all the men that they talk about. So basically, he ain't no better than all the other men that he's talking about and whatever, and that the other women talk about. So this is the problem, and he cheated on a black woman, which is gonna hurt him even more. In an average-looking, normal, everyday at best woman with an Instagram model, which gives the women more ammunition to just roast him for that. On top of that, he's always putting women so high up on a pedestal. Any of these women attacking his ass, he can't attack back because that's damaging to the brand.
yeah.
So I
I
said,
mean, but
right.
listen up though, listen up though. I mean, they trying to do the same shit to Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry catered to women,
Yeah.
but in reality, he was actually talking about their asses.
Right. But, right, this is the thing. Like, well, with Derek Jaxn though, he's got way too many videos out there and this is the problem. Like with me and you got to take the logic out of it. Take the logic out of it and just put the feelings in it. Now we just putting feelings in. Derek Jaxn hurt women's feelings. There's a lot of women out there that when they say it, this, that, and the other, and oh no, he's lying to me, this, that, and the other. You just open a door for them to talk about me. I mean, like literally, that's their motto. You just completed all the stereotypes there. And then, I mean, once a woman get pissed off at you, I mean, like, can you imagine these? Like, say he had beef with other, like, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, say I'm a female content creator, I would just be roasting this motherfucker on purpose because yeah, like literally, he couldn't do shit because if he attacks me back, it damages his brand. If I didn't like him before, I would double down on it because he can't attack me back. It damages his brand. Black women are gods. These women are this, that, and the other. I mean, like they can just use his own talking points right again. He's done on that aspect. The only thing he can do is double down and say sorry. And think about it. He's
Say,
brought
I'm
down
sorry, my bad.
right, but he brought down by the same women you putting up on the pedestal.
But what do you think that it would even work if his wife came out and said, everything cool, I've forgiven Derek.
Well,
Uh,
okay. Evidently, you don't know. Derek has a new book out, and it talks about, like, I read the cliff notes, like the little points on it, and talks about that. So he says that their relationship was rocky. So I mean, like I said, this incident will help book sale, but he's going to get a spike in popularity for the next, say, 2 months because of this incident. He might even sell a shitload more books than he would have if this would not have come out. But overall brand damage has been damaged. And that's the that's going to like, if you take, like, you ever look at analytics for companies, and they say, well, we came out with this product right here and we made $5 million for the next 2 months, right, where we only normally made three. But after this product came out, we made all that money for them 3 months. But now, brand recognition, now we only making 2.1 million a month. So who gives a shit, because you don't lower the overall, you know what I mean? Because he's actually going to lose a lot of people for that. You'll get a spike because people, unfortunately, women like drama. So they'll definitely buy. A lot of people buy the book. What's so bad? There might even be some guys that buy the book just to roast his ass on it. I mean, unfortunately, he's wrote his own ticket. He went down that road. So you put women up on a pedestal and you talk all this bullshit about men should do this, that, and the other. Why the fuck you take a broad to your home? I don't give a damn if you and your wife was on the ouch. You done made a video talking about you don't do shit like that. That was years ago. So guess what? Your ass should have taken her to a hotel room. I said, see, now you said y'all was sitting up there. The woman got pictures at your house with with other Instagram people, with other models, with other her friends and your friends. So if them friends were married, then now you can sit up here and get their relationships in trouble. They'll be divorced in 3 years max. Because the book comes out and she can come out and say, unless she's one of them just real super strong black women, their relationship as of today will probably change more than anything. The book may help because you're doing this, that, and the other, but women act on feelings. They don't act on logic. And the fact that other women, if any other
Yo,
out, it's gonna be a problem. We hear you.
hold on, man. I can't hear nothing. Let me see.
Leave and come back then, because I can hear you.
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Cold black. Can you hear us?
Yeah, he can't hear us.
Hey, I'm gonna
Okay,
try to
well, you need
leave
to
and
leave
then
back
come back. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But the problem is, it's exactly what it is, and the problem is that you've upset a main base in your fandom where you've made your money as putting them on a pedestal, and you shouldn't disrespect them. But we already know the rules don't apply to them, so they're allowed to disrespect you. So the best thing he can do is just double down. And I mean, basically, what he can do is lessen. He's burned a lot of bridges where men ain't coming out defending them. Like, we'll sit up here and say, well, we'll give you benefit of the doubt, like we understand like that, but we ain't gonna go fight and telling motherfuckers to stop talking about your ass. You done lost.
I mean, but men don't come out for men anyway, though. I
But
mean,
I mean, not even like normally, like, if he would have been more of like a Kevin Samuels or even a Tommy Sotomayor, more people were probably he would got a better chance of men coming out there fighting for
yeah, I mean, especially
him. Right.
when you see like what happened previous to this with Tommy Sotomayor coming out and saying that Kevin Samuels is stealing his stuff. I mean, you see how black men acted then. Yeah, they
But
will come out and defend who they like, but
no, well, I'll say like this. Remember, I told you I used to run with the camp back then. I was, and anytime anybody, time, I like plain and simple. I did years of with them, and that was like all I was. Anytime anything
yeah.
anything remotely similar to Tommy says that you're Oh, he's stealing my shit. He's stealing my. I mean, like literally. That's why he's alienated people. Can you please? You got background, dude. Yeah, thank you. I said, but that's why he's alienated so many people because he'd be like, if you be like, man, I said 2 + 2 is 4. Well, I said 2 + 2 is 4 first. He biting off of me. He'd be like, you know what, man? And he's like, just at least give the credit where it's due. And it's like, dude, everybody don't got to shout your ass out every damn show. But I've seen Kevin give you props many a time. And I even told him on that show, I said, I've seen Kevin shout you out plenty of times.
Oh, so you're saying that Kevin Samuels has given Tommy Sotomayor
Kevin, I have watched 100% of Kevin's content. Kevin has shouted him out at least. I could guarantee my life on it. I can recall at least about 6 or 7.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
I can make that thing right there.
Okay.
Like, sits up there and talks about content creators in the Black community, and they go by that. And then what somebody might think, because Tommy always said back in the day, because even when I was running with the camp, fuck y'all Manosphere people. So for him to even but I'm just saying, for him to even get recognition from the people over here, when think about it, Tommy was always one man band. Anytime anybody was coming up, that's why if you notice, all of his riffs start with people. Anytime it was like that. But then now, like I noticed those comments he made on Solo TV show the other day. Well, you see, he got the 7 over there, and I was the one that started that shit first. When you think that they would invite Superman to the party? Well, no,
it should have been me.
Right. The reason why you're not invited to the party is because you don't play well with others. That's the reason why. And like I said, see, this is the thing. I said, if you notice, look how he talked to Solo that day. Remember, I talked about this nigga about 2 months ago. I'm gonna say the exact same points. This nigga ain't changed or adopted since that day. Solo was damn near acting like a kid in a kid. Oh man, we got a legend on the show. How many times did he say that? Giving this nigga props. He was like Solo was having a hard on because the nigga was on the show. But then when Solo didn't do what he wanted, he went on like a 2-minute rant, just cussing them out and calling them all types of names.
Yeah.
On his own show.
Yeah.
You wonder why you ain't got no friends.
Yeah. I mean, they called him man the king of controversy, and he's very reactive to things that are said. I will say this: when Mark Nash made that comment that Tommy was jealous of KS, Tommy came out of nowhere and started commenting. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I was sleepy, I played the final music, and then
think about this.
Drake. Catch your breath. I mean, let me. But it's like when he when I played the final music, he finally commented. It's like all that video, we weren't even saying stuff like that. But as soon as somebody say something, boom, right there. I was like, God damn. Out of nowhere. It was like Simon and a genie rubbing a bottle and shit.
Hey, but Kev, let me jump in for a second. And it's like I'm following you, like we following each other, Judge Dre. Judge Dre brought up a good point. Come on, man. I don't know if you watched it, Kev, but that's crazy. Solo on his own show, you can be the king of controversy. Nothing against Tommy. Tommy didn't want to be disrespected. I give him that. But the way it was with Solo, it was like, yo, dude, okay, he's letting you know you can bounce, like you can leave. And it was like Judge Dre said, it was like a kid, in a candy store, not even in the candy store. It was like, how was it? Solo was like, I apologize. I wasn't prepared for this interview. But the way Tommy came at him or spoke to him was to the point, Kev, where it was like, yo, you totally, you disrespected me. And that was put out there like that. And Solo did not have to stay. Solo could have said, lights out, cameras off, we cutting the whole show. Just off of that alone. So like Judge Dre say, no, man, I wouldn't do that to you, Kev, to you, and we get it in. But like that, and that's where the controversy is, like the king of controversy, where it's like some people will work with you and they don't have to kiss your butt, but there's a matter of respect, Kev, that you give to one another. Just like out in what I bet NBC, ABC, the major medias, they won't take that. You know what I mean? They won't. They'll be like, no, I mean, I know we pay you. It's a part of the contract. You can keep the money, per the contract, whatever we owe you. And a lot had to do with that. Were you gonna pay me to do the show? Because it's more deeper than that. Because some names is brought up, Kevin. I'm not trying to take up the whole conversation. Donovan Sharp, why he wasn't invited, who he wanted, who should have been brought to the cookout, so to speak.
Right.
A lot is involved. It's deeper than that. But for Solo, he was asking the questions the best he could. He was put into it where it's like, I didn't mean to disrespect you. I wasn't bringing up things just to say it. The word was jealousy. I don't even believe Solo didn't even mean that. It was just like every time Solo didn't go toward it, as far as like going against the grain, like in a way, but he wasn't. It was like, man, I felt like I should be able to ask. And that question was from the chat. It wasn't even from me, Tommy. So give me some slack. You know what I mean? Give me a little bit, but it was like Solo wasn't, but I wanted Solo to be as if like, you know what? And at the end of the day, it was like, you know what? You win. It's like, no, man, that ain't how it goes. Just saying, just saying.
But Tommy's always been, if you don't kiss his ass, it's going to be a problem. And this is the problem when it goes to like that. If one of the things that I'm known for, been around here, nobody's never caught my ass in a lie, period. Because the only thing we got on here is truth. That's the only thing we got is word. Because this is just words on here. I said, but if this is the problem. It's like everybody the dude works with, he disrespects him. In some way, like literally, you see that show, you see how quick and what's so bad. You don't even, it's like what caused me and him to fall out.
But some people will play that
somebody
role
else in the chat room. Well, nigga, you should have put that motherfucker in check.
But Judge Dre, I don't like the fear. Yeah, Judge Dre, I don't like the fear in it because he opened up even on Solo's interview and said, I'm open to work with anybody. Now, as everything's been flowing, everybody's been doing their thing. Kev, you, Roger, you name it, upcomers, everyone's been doing their own thing. All of a sudden, Tommy appears at the right time. Notice this. But then Tommy, he says, my door is open to anybody. I put money on it, including you, Kev. Ain't nobody, and I might be wrong, I know I'm wrong, is emailing him, breaking down his door. And if they do email him, let's see the ones that have been watching, even from Fantastic, that's going to be knocking down Tommy's door to say, hey, I'm here for an interview, controversy man or not. Even though you the way you are, Tommy, I'm here to help you, have you help me get my numbers up. He's got his door open, but I don't see anyone jumping out there saying one-on-one with Tommy, just going crazy, like how it is with Derek Jaxn. I don't see anyone looking to do this one-on-one interview with Tommy. And since the Fantastic or Solo, interview, I don't see no one. And I know I'm not going to see no one because there's an issue, a problem there. Because I would like to see Tommy get it in with a lot of content creators, the struggle YouTubers, but it ain't going to happen because there's a problem there. And the ones being honest with themselves, they know it, including KS Kevin Samuels.
Well, Kevin Samuels would be a fool to partner himself with that brand. Yeah. Like, remember, I used to roll with them. I used to run shows on Tommy's platform. So that goes to show you how, it was just it's too different.
KS is the epitome of if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. But it's literally, can you imagine? Okay, like your brand is Christian, limited cussing, no personal attacks, or very rarely. Now, Tommy Sotomayor comes in, hits you with the chainsaw, talks the shit, say the shit that'll laugh and get you funny, makes some jokes that can be somewhat seen as sexist. You make videos where you pretending to show your penis to your daughter, stuff like that. Like literally, those are two different genres. You don't need to be mixing that shit.
Right. And then he also comes in, Judge Dre, and says, you have heard him. We've all heard him. That's why I hate you. People, we don't take that the right way. A lot of, and I get it. I said it myself on another previous Kev. If it don't apply, let it fly. But a lot of blacks, a lot of us, you rub the wrong way. You say, that's why I can't stand you. I hate you, Nick. And you gonna cross that over with a brand like KS. That ain't gonna fly. It's just not.
It would hurt. Like, basically, I'm not even gonna lie. If one of these, didn't I say it a couple months ago? I said if one of us YouTubers had the notion, if they was gonna bring one of us to TV, I hate to say, we need to stand behind Kevin. Kevin you can get him to PG-13. He can hit you with the Black Manosphere talking points at PG-13. He's the closest one.
Yeah, his delivery,
Right,
you know
his
what I'm saying? It's
delivery.
all inclusive.
Right, especially with, and this is what helps a lot is that he's got a strong knowledge of the Bible and Christian background. That helps a lot. I mean, like literally, and he's better at keeping his cool even when somebody sneak attacks him. Like if you notice, okay, now you sit up here, think about it. The only thing Kevin did to Tommy was not answer an email. But now you sitting up here calling this dude, effeminate, man. Y'all would listen to an effeminate male, and just because he put a suit on, this, that, and the other. Now wait a minute.
I mean,
Wait.
he pretty
I'm about
much.
to get him. Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
10 more seconds.
All right.
Now, Tommy Sotomayor, main thing that he hated back in the day when somebody would refer to somebody as a gay, he went on for years talking about that. And what does you do? You do the exact same shit. Like literally every talking point that this man made yesterday, he is guilty of doing that to another YouTuber. You can just take the name out, Tommy Sotomayor, and you can insert like 50 YouTubers' name have done this to this person. No, they be talking about my kids and family. You talk about people's kids and family. They talk about my wife. You talk about people's wife. So I mean, you guilty of doing all of that. So you can't find it. Right. And that's the reason why nobody don't want to work with your ass.
But Judge Dre, look at this. If there's such a problem, not against what you said, if there was such a problem between the Kevin and the big 6 or 7, you know who it is, the Fresh and Fit. It's this whole group or team, right? Mm-hmm. If that's such a problem, then in Tommy's case, he can do what he wants. If it was that big of an issue, and I know with the interview with Solo was something else involved, get your own team. You know, like he was doing before, he would interview the woman, it would be a co-host, and then it wouldn't work out. They would only last so long.
They only last about 2 weeks.
Only a couple of, only a little bit. Then it would be a controversy as far as having sex with them or sleeping with them. It was like, what is it? Sleeping where you know what? You know what I mean? You don't do that. You don't sleep where you know what? I ain't gonna say that on out of respect, but you don't do that. But it was always a controversy, and I thought that was cool, a good hookup for having a woman co-host. But it just never panned out. It never worked out. You got Fresh and Fit. They got out there in Miami interviewing women after women, lawyers, all kinds of things. Yeah. They can Donovan flying in. It's like they got their thing working as a team and a cycle. If you're able to do that and not thinking that you're bigger than the other one, and because of your ego and pride, you'll be okay. You'll go a long ways. If you can't handle that, then you're gonna have a problem. And you can only go so far with that.
Well, this is the problem. It can take, all it takes is somebody in the chat to say something, and then all of a sudden Kevin will be cussing. I mean, Tommy will be cussing out Kevin because somebody in the chat said something. And they're like, dude, I didn't say that. Well, you let that motherfucker. Look, dude, man, I ain't supposed to fight your battles. Ignore it. Like, if you see how Kevin handles
like it, strike a nerve with him.
Right. You let it get to you. Exactly, Judge. He lets it get to him where it's like, okay, forget the chat, forget what they say. And you would think that what they say doesn't matter. You doing good. You doing great. Keep that up. But Kevin is like, I don't even care about them. Right. Kevin has a way of handling it where it's like, that doesn't even matter. That ain't even the mission statement. Right. And I'm a still climb. And I'm gonna keep steady on that. I'm gonna keep that ship steady, like a captain of the ship. He's keeping that ship, the black version of Captain Kirk with the Starship Enterprise. Yeah, he's thinking the course, and he's knowing what he's doing.
But what's so crazy though, he's on the ship and he acting like he's not on the ship with him.
Right. He on the ship, and like I said before, I give Tommy, a lot of people give him that because he was the first one. It's just that, but you have others that's gonna always find a way to tweak it. You know what I mean? You're gonna have thieves, you're gonna have people steal stuff. We see it too on different content creators stealing ideas, stealing different things. Even with Derek Jaxn, other people will take it, but there's no patent on it. You know what I mean? Everybody's talking about it. Not everybody. Same with Kevin Samuels. People went against him, went with him, but there's no stamp on it. He just said legally, if you say some out of line with some, controversial stuff, I'm gonna come at you with the lawyers, with the attorneys. But since then, those things, have you noticed, have not stopped chaos. He doesn't let stuff stop him, and he's staying the course. He's staying the course, controversy or not.
That's what I say. You got to give the man respect on when it comes to that, because Kevin has done it way better than so many other YouTubers. Way better. This man, like everybody, like try to come in there and say Kevin's where he's at because of him, because he stole your shit. No, Kevin is where he's at because Kevin is actually more humble, and he's like you said, he's steady.
And then you got to think about this, Judge. Imagine them side by side. You see how Fresh and Fit, they got the two black men, the two brothers that work across from each other. Imagine KS and Tommy, have some fun in the beginning. They're having a good time. And then I'm not saying this would happen, but just imagine then a backup show comes out of nowhere. You believe what this did to me? We were on the same show together, and he undermined me. See this slick, it's that that term, the slick dissing. I can't stand that. That slick dissing. He dissed me. He did something behind my back. I didn't agree to that. It's so much, like I said before, it's these egos, man. People can't handle it. Like put that in the leave that at the door. We got a good thing going on here. Like I've seen him say, we got $1 million thing going on here. $500,000. We got money to be made. Leave that at the door.
Tell you a secret that you don't know. That was actually one of Tommy's hype things that he used to do on purpose back then. So basically what would happen is this: if you never noticed, somebody would come on his show. They'd be cool for a little while. Within 2-3 weeks, he dissed them. That was his way to get numbers. That was. I even told him, I said, look, dude, man, he's like, no, this, you just mad. And then after, like I said, that's the way to get numbers. That's why if you ever notice, but the problem is this: you played by that standpoint where everybody you work with, and what's so bad, it'd be little shit come out. And then the problem is, it'd be something stupid or somebody didn't do whatever or you friend. Like literally, Tommy was the one that started that. If you go to this channel, don't go to here.
But Judge, the part about, and I hear where you come from, look at it like this, not against what you said. Is it about the short term or is it about the long term? Like you said, let me hit y'all to a little secret, but you doing this, that's for the short term. Tommy's been around for a long time, but in the long term, while you doing that, you got somebody like, and I said this on another channel, KS, Kevin Samuel, studying YouTube, studying the ins and outs, studying everything, even down to the thumbnails, doing it the way he does it and teaching others how to do it, others that we might not know, but he's doing it. So while you doing that short term, this and that, to raise numbers and all that, which is great, but at the same time, you're not looking at the long term. And while you're not looking at that, it's another cat that's coming in probably just as good or even better. And we don't think like that. Maybe we do, but then we don't, because we thinking that we the number one and we're going to be there forever. But I get where Tommy's coming from, because on the back end on Solos, he says, but that's why we can't work together. I get where he's coming from. Solo was asking these other questions and jealousy, but he was saying that's why we can't work together. So at the same time, nothing against Tommy. I know he coming to be listening to it. I'm not saying he doesn't, but it's like practice what you preach. Because if that's the case, then I would like to see Tommy work with others. Whereas at the same time, I want it to be a long term. Not no short term where it's like, what happened to so-and-so? They were such a good co-host. What happened to the other person? Let's be honest. Tommy is good at working by himself, and he knows it.
Right.
He's good at that, and he likes to collect that money. Forefront. It should be like that. But it's like, it ain't like a split effort. It's like a solo effort.
The problem, he makes money on basically like this is, it's like this. Tommy is like the bulldozer. The bulldozer, you hired a bulldozer company to come mow down the cities and level them out before they come build new shit. So basically, it's like after a while, if motherfuckers ain't hiring you and ain't nothing else, and the reason why, you don't need a bulldozer every day, and that's what Tommy is. He's the bulldozer.
Okay, but look at Judge. In order to win the Super Bowl, can you do that by yourself? You can't. In order to win the Super Bowl, how can you win the Super Bowl? Is that a team effort or a solo effort? I get it with the quarterback.
Right.
To win the Super Bowl, you can't do it by yourself.
Right. It's a team effort, but this is the problem here. He goes out here and you mow down so many people. So what do? And the reason why you say all these motherfuckers get together, no offense, nigga, you done dissed everybody in the world. So they got something in common. Oh, they forming up like Voltron. No, nigga, you made the problem. All you had to do was be nice to the motherfuckers, and everybody would have been under your flag.
But Judge, too, there's other people got to realize this. I don't care what age, even younger.
Yeah.
That have talent. That got talent. We've seen them. Even though their numbers are small and they haven't been on Fox and met as many celebrities, there's ones with talent. And there's always going to be someone better than you. That's just us in general. That's just life. It's always going to be someone better. Definitely. I get it. On one end, I hear pass the torch. How you going to pass the torch when you hogging up the torch or the basketball on the court? Back with Shaq and Kobe. Remember that? Back and forth. People would watch that. Be like, come on, Kobe.
Like, he made that comment. He made that comment about, oh, yeah, it was Jordan. We should have put him on. But I said, if you notice, this is the thing. Now, you went over there and dissed Solo like that. And then you sit up here and bragged about you had 200 stacks in the bank. Well, no offense, dude. Why didn't you kick that nigga $5,000 like you did Slapper back in the day when you was paying him to troll the people you didn't like? So you really talking about building bridges? Why don't you go ahead and turn your information around? You really want people to be cool? You got to be cool. And see, one of his problems is he don't take no fucking responsibility. Like that rant he went on with there. We can just go back to just what he did that day. He didn't come out and say, "Hey man, I'm sorry." Nothing. You notice that? No, I'm sorry. No, nothing. And basically, yeah, no, that's disrespectful because you kept asking. I mean, like literally, the main thing that set him off is he asked the question 4 times. Maybe he didn't understand your answer because, no offense, you were kind of long-winded with the answers, and you never really hammered down a point. And I said, no offense, you the king of controversy. Just get direct and say the shit. Don't talk all around the shit. Don't go around the block 3 times. Just get right to the answer. So that's why, yes. So are you trying to say that Kevin stole your style? Well, what the fuck you think I've been saying? After you're like, well, dude, why don't you just say that? Just come right out. Make the statement that you want to stand behind. I think that the man stole my style. Technically, he didn't. Like I said, Kevin didn't invent this shit. You ever heard of the company BASF? It's like, we didn't make the train. We made it faster. We don't make the lights. We make them brighter. You understand what I'm saying? You don't hear that company.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Right. Basically, right. That's what it is. And this is the problem. Every time, if you friends with, like, the reason why people don't work with them, you get 3 or 4 good YouTubers together. Like literally, if Tommy comes in there, y'all gonna be fighting within 6 months. Because the problem is, it's so little things that, I mean, like if you see no working relationships with this dude has ever panned out. If you got a track record for that, why the fuck would I go in business with you?
But you know what? I'm not going to even judge. I was about to say humility. It's not even about that. If you got KS, they're totally different people. KS and Tommy are totally different people. Why can't it be? And it can be. And I know it's going to be, unless they decide to do something different or change it. KS do his thing, Tommy do his thing. And then even in Tommy's mind, coming from Tommy to be like, you know what? I just can't. I don't think I would be able to get along with this person because I'm who I am. Right. I'm not going to change, and I don't want him to change. Right. So just stay yourself, in your corners, like in the boxing ring. Stay in your separate corners and keep doing your thing. Okay, Tommy was up there. He's still up there. He's still doing his thing. You got to think, like Tommy said, I felt this. Tommy said, I built this. He was telling this to Solo. I built this from the ground up. So keep it going. Regardless of how many channels, the drama you've gone through, do your thing. And I don't understand that with us, where it's like we see someone doing their thing, put aside the jealousy. You don't even have to be happy for him. Just be like, you stay over there, and y'all in the comments don't put it up in my chat. I don't want to hear his name. You could be upset, happy for him, or nothing. It's like over here, we're on this topic. We're not going to discuss that. I've seen content creators say that too. We're not going to discuss that, man. We're not going to discuss that person. We're strictly on this. And Maz, if you hear that name or see something like that, boot them out, get them out, because that's respect. That's how you feel, because it's your channel. Same with Kevin Samuels. He might have mentioned them, but I think Solo was saying this real quick, Judge. He was saying, well, what? And this is the part that offended Tommy. I get it. What do you want? As a cookie? Little things. Right. Solo was saying, like, what do you want, man? And others have said he has mentioned him once. But how many times, Judge?
Right.
It's like in the Knights of the Round Table. Do I get on one knee to get knighted from you? What the F do you want, man?
Maybe the Manosphere needs to do this from now on, so we can get this motherfucking bitch to stop fucking crying. Before every show, we're gonna do the Pledge of Allegiance to Tommy.
Hey,
because this, because this.
Hey! I ain't spoken like 10 minutes, dude. Like,
go ahead.
Like, stay away from calling people bitches, man. Like, I know something happened between you and him, but it's unless he comes out of the woodworks unless just stay away from that.
All right.
Okay. I mean, I know y'all got a history.
Oh, wait a minute. Because you ain't supposed to be doing that.
Drake.
Go ahead, man.
I know. I've been trying to say this for a while. I saw the broadcast. I listened to the Solo TV broadcast. Now, I did see Solo trying to be nice. And yeah, I did see the man call the man a bitch on his own program. Nobody should have to be subjected to that. Period. Screaming and yelling. That ain't my style. And the reasons he gave weren't really good reasons why he say KS stole from him. It's not that, because and the point that I made last night, you said a lot of things that I said last night. No idea is really original. And everyone steals from everyone. People have said this kind of thing before. They just say it in different ways. So there's no real reason to blow up about that stuff. So my thing is to him is if you want to be part of the crew again, just say so.
Right.
You know, just say so. It ain't got to be about all this stuff. It ain't about starting a fight. You know, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a bad look for us as black men anyway. Because they want to see us fight anyway. You know.
Well, all you got to do, I mean, like, he's a big enough content creator. If the nigga wanted to really, he profits on the beef. That's his main thing. He was profiting.
And I see streams like that. I see streams where people are talking about people. But see, here's the thing about those streams. Like they have 3-digit viewerships. People love that shit, and they know they can get numbers like that. And I mean, like, it's cool if you can get people to watch your stuff like that. But you know, people thrive off beefs. Beefs is what, you know, people love drama. But I just think in this particular situation, things are being you're kind of going about things the wrong way.
Right, but Kev, you know, also too, Judge, on this part, I do agree with him on that when he showed the receipts, or he spoke on how Donovan did him. You know, when he just used them to sell tickets and didn't have him on the card, you know, on the stage to be one of the presenters. I do feel him on that, where it's like, you know, now that's shiesty, that's wrong. Now, from what has been said out in the streets, that Donovan has done that before, you know, and I guess it has rubbed Tommy, I'm sure, the wrong way, where it's like, you're going to use me for this, and then when it comes to paying me the money, when we talk about money, putting money on the table, then you don't even want to pay me. Then you go the other route, and you got all these other cats on the Voltron tip working with everybody else. So you leave me out. So in other words, it's like, what, in a way not. What makes them so special? But I was coming to you legit. So that I do give it a time. I do. So it has rubbed them the wrong way. So it's like I said in the beginning, kind of in the beginning or in the middle, form your own, you know, not to get back on no revenge tip, Kevin Judge. Just do your own thing, and where it's like you find a crew that's on your same level, same page, because it seems like they all working together. So you just do your own thing. Since it ain't gonna work out, forget that. You can have your animosity, all that other stuff. I ain't talking about the jealousy, what was talked about with Solo and himself, but just do your own thing. Branch off and be like, that's okay. I've been working on this for a while. Remember, he did his movie. Remember the Fatherless America, the movie he did that finally came out. He got not potential. He got talent. He got skills, Tommy. You know what I mean? And it might take him a minute, like that movie, but he got it. He
got multimedia stuff. Right. And honestly, I'll say this. I don't blame Solo for putting comments like, you know, the jealousy comments, because Tommy was looking at the chat more than he was really trying to be a part of Solo's show. And what we say, you know, us smaller content creators, struggle streamers, we always tell panelists not to address the chat. I mean, the chat is going to be the chat, and they are going to try you. And then if they don't agree with the subject matter, they're going to try to derail the show. So don't get caught up in what the chat is saying. Stick to the topic. I mean, he should have, if he was going to come on someone else's platform, you know, he should have at least respected the man, because that's only proper etiquette. I mean, that's like me going on Fantastic shows telling Fantastic to shut the fuck up. First of all, somebody like Fantastic wouldn't put up with that anyway. But that would be extremely wrong on my part to go on his platform acting like that. I don't care how many years you've been around, you know, because.
But too, Kev, look at this. And then at the same time, even on Fantastic, when they weren't, even with Game Changer, when it was coming the wrong way, it was like, you know what? Forget this person. Who the heck is this person? I don't even want to talk to. I don't even know you. It was to the point where it's like, look at you. You just up on here on the panel. You know, just the respect part where it's like maybe it rubs you the wrong way. But come on, Kev, Judge, is it that serious? Like you said to Judge, like, look, I've been trying to say this for a while. We ain't gonna use that B word. Judge ain't gonna take that as if like, well, what you saying? I could say, you know what I mean? You didn't, Judge didn't throw down on you. You know what I mean? Socially, they go off on you. It's like, just respect my panel. And we steady keeping it rolling. That's all you do. But don't go crazy where it's like people on the panel like, man, we bound down. We apologize. It didn't mean to come up like that, because he know it ain't meant like that. So how does he take it the wrong way? That's what I'm not understanding. How do you take that the wrong way? I get it. He was Solo, like he didn't mean it either. But it was like, I didn't mean to say that, but you keep saying the same thing. I know where you're going with that. Tommy deserves his respect, but at the same, there's some times when some people don't mean what they mean. You know what I mean? They do being condescending, but there's some people really just like, you know what? I'm just happy to have this interview. I respect you. I've been looking up to you, and that's what really gets to people. Where it's like, man, I look up to you. I don't take nothing away against you.
And then you come at me crazy because I could hear it in Solo's voices of like, dang. And at the end, it was like, man, it came out wrong. It ended out okay, but it was like, was this not a pissing, sorry, you know what contest, or was this a bowing down contest? What really was this? And that's insane.
Unfortunately, with him, it's always a bowing down. That's the problem. And when people don't bow to him, that's what gives him. Oh man, I got more. Like if you ever notice, that's why he goes right into. I got more money. I mean, the status.
I can't stand that. I can't stand that. I mean, if you got money, you got money. That's cool. But I mean, if you ain't like really like doing me favors or paying a bill around here, I don't want to hear about your fucking money.
But we know you got money. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? We know you got money. We know you got money.
Broke. Speaking of money, and real quick, fellas, respect real quick.
It's either the money or the women. Get what I'm saying, Judge? Like, it's either the money. Even on there was like I had to get some. You know what?
Right. And it's like right.
Okay. Hey, fellas. I want to read this super chat real quick. From relationship fluid homosexual female. I appreciate you. Thank you. Say, I'm ready to start hoeing again. Who's ready to help me to make some bastard babies? My ovaries are ready again. I want to pull out receipts and expose people who cheat, but I don't want to hold black women's like me accountable for hoeing. I say, well, maybe you should ask Derek Jaxn. I hear he's doing stuff like that. Hey, but for real though, thank you once again for your support of the channel, and for any of you watching right now, if you want to do like relationship fluid homosexual female, hey, the super chat is right there, and the Cash App is also posted in the pinned comment. But one thing I do appreciate is everyone's viewership. That's very important to the growth of this channel. So if you haven't, go ahead and hit that like button. We're having a conversation basically about Kevin Samuels, Tommy Sotomayor, and Derek Jaxn. So, yeah.
Kev, I'm just jumping in. And this is another thing, Judge Kev, he would bring out about what he said it on, I think, on Fantastic. How would y'all feel if someone was going after your family, your children, your daughters? And I get that. You know, it's not right. It ain't cool. The doxing, all of that stuff. So it's like, look, they all get it. They've done it to a lot of people where it's like, we condone that. You know, we're not with it. But at the same time, it was going back to like, we don't want that even for you, because there was a time when Tommy's name was in a lot of people's mouths. Remember, he would film it. He would have that other guy that was coming after him. You know, when he was in Arizona, when he had the spot in Arizona being followed from the accident he had with the lady on the street on the highway. It was, you know, Tommy was Tommy, you know, filming in his car. Good things. And he would go up and then he would say something out of line, and his name was all in everybody's mouth. Where it's like, this man is, we can't stand him. Then things got quiet. Things got really, really quiet. People separated and did their own things. People came out the woodworks, Kev, Judge, and said, you know what? If people can do it, I can do it too. And even it was brought out there. It's like, in this sector, you need more content creators, more topics, more things to talk about, from equipment to everything. And in other words, it's almost like New Jack City in a way, but the YouTube part of the sector, it's enough money to go around, Kev. Enough money to go around.
Okay, basically, this is what has happened. You know, like kind of Apples and PCs. Like Mac use iOS software. All other PC companies use Windows. So in the beginning, Tommy was you can't go to no other platform. You associate with this. You cool with that motherfucker, and I'm not cool with him, or this, that, and the other. I saw you over there. Because like literally, you could just be roasted just for being over in a person's chat room. They would roast you for that. So basically what you did, you created an area to where a lot of people didn't branch out too much because a lot of fear of getting. But then what happened is now you need to reinvent yourself, because now you becoming the downturn is Apple, where everybody said, well, fuck it. We'll go out and build our own computers. And everybody else is bringing it up over here. And now that everybody else is going up, now you're like, well, hey, man, I started computers back in the day first. Man, you should let me come on. No offense, dude. We tried to work with you first, because you were there first, but you didn't want to work with us. Now that we realize that we can survive without you, now you want us to come back and get you. No, we're going to treat you the same way we did us.
And Judge, just jumping in, not just that, I'm looking at it too as the time is 2021, between last year, the pandemic, all that stuff. I'm looking at, not to say that Tommy didn't have that, but I'm seeing within the black sector and on the field, off the field, a lot in this sector are looking for solutions. Give me therapy or not, they looking for solutions. Not saying that Tommy didn't have it, but it's like now we at an age dealing with adults mentally therapy or not, I said it before, therapy or not, they are looking, a lot of us are looking for solutions. So when you go to certain type of, you look at content creators and what they're putting out there, and even the topics of discussion, they're looking at it where it's like, I done heard that before. I heard it. It could be from Tommy to anybody. It's like, look, how can that improve or help my life? I know you ain't a doctor or a psychologist, any of that, but how can that improve my life? Even with KS getting the momentum, there's a lot over in there, even with Derek Jenks, with what he's going through, Derek Jaxn, all that stuff, good or bad, the honesty, the lies, where it's like, look, I just want you to tell me the truth. Tommy's been doing that, but it's like, how is the message being portrayed, being put out there, Judge and Kev, to the world or to the sector, black sector, or just the women? How is it? Because a lot of people don't take things nicely, and I know it's hard, but it's like, how do you teach this person or show this person without showing this person? Same with the situation with Solo. How could I have told them to be like, look it, sir? And I think he probably did. I would appreciate if you would just refrain from that, or just, how could that have been dealt with, with, not in a disrespectful way? How could that have been? We don't know. Maybe on the outer end, we know how that could have been handled, but that wasn't us. Tommy is Tommy. And KS is KS. Derek Jaxn is Derek Jaxn. But understand this, the world is watching. We are looking from the chat to the replay. Everyone is taking notes. So how do you change this? Either you the problem, Judge and Kev, or you the solution.
Right.
Either way, figure it out.
All right. Sir Anthony, thank you for the Cash App. Really appreciate it. And I would like to think that I was the solution, sort of. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of us would like to believe that we're the solution and not the problem. What one thing I would notice about Tommy's commentary, and I used to watch Tommy, and I did not perceive Tommy like a lot of people perceive Tommy. A lot of people perceive Tommy as a COON, a sellout, or whatever. Say he was a black woman hater. Like I said, that was a label that he, once you get that label, you can't shake it. Black people won't forgive you. And but one thing I used to see him do on most of his videos was he would tell the story and the subject matter, and then go into 4 or 5 minutes of talking about what people have done to him.
And get tired.
Yeah. Y'all won't go after this person and that person, but y'all come after me. I mean, if you say black bitches repeatedly, people are going to take it as if you hate black women. And you can tell that because if you slightly disagree with them now, you'll get that label. Period. So Tommy went to extremes, like real savage YouTuber, basically. I remember the little Beasties Back videos that he used to play at the end of his videos and such. And he found a lot of success with it. And, I heard about the little table incident, but with Tariq, but I didn't know the other two guys was Corey Holcomb and Zoe Williams. Guys.
Yeah, I didn't even know that either. That one kind of was out of nowhere, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, and those guys, they got their shows going on YouTube. And I was like, those guys combined have a decent amount of popularity, but these meltdowns that come with black men who try to when the mind start to collect and they start to do something, then all of a sudden that Highlander complex kicks in, and they end up fighting each other instead. And I think that's a lot of the reason why Tariq and Tommy were going at it back and forth, because, there can be only one. You know what I'm saying? That's why Corey Holcomb and Zoe Williams fell out that time, because there can be only one. See, I don't mean to brag for real, but the habitual line steppers, we don't let that shit affect us like that. Myself, Roger, Donnie, Darth Skater. I mean, if we have any kind of differences, we can discuss it with each other over the phone. It never has to go public. It never does. and we're mature enough to not try to get in each other's way. Plus, we do ultimately realize one thing: whether you're watching me, or whether you're watching the Roger Report, or whether you're watching YS4W whenever he is on the air, is the audience decides who gets it. It ain't me. I can scream at everybody all I want, because I used to really I used to be humbled when people used to say that, but at the same time I really wish people wouldn't say it in that way. Like when people used to come on this channel, why aren't more people watching this? Why aren't like this is a great program? I was like, yeah, I know it's a great program, but I mean, in a way, in a way, you might be low key saying that, you might not be the place to be. So that's why I never go on the air spewing sour grapes and acting like people should be watching me. That's people's decision to make. Plus, I always take into account that sometimes people have other things they got to do.
But Kev, shout out to the habitual line steppers. There's one thing, and I'm with you on that. That's not a problem with your group. Shout out to the habitual line steppers, excluding, and I might have didn't hear, along with Sister George. With your group, you all aren't having any issues. Habitual line steppers, including Sister George, I believe.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
all
The reason
fighting.
why, let me clean that up.
You all aren't fighting with Sister George. You know what I'm saying? In other words, a woman, and it was brought up with Corey and Zoe when Tommy brought this up, all over, because not all over, but because a woman was involved. I think one that he tried to smash. I believe you heard it, Judge. This was in his solo interview.
I know. I was that cool.
Because of a woman he wanted to smash. There was misunderstanding, and there was a problem with that. Where I'm going with this, Kev, it's usually 9 times out of 10. Same with Derek Jaxn. There's a woman involved. And that's why I threw in the habitual line steppers with the Sister George, regardless if she's in it or not. There's not a woman involved. In this case, there's a woman involved. There's always, Kev and Judge, a woman involved. That's a problem. Not saying you can't be involved, but that's a problem.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, it is. And let me clean this up real quick. The reason why I didn't mention Sister George earlier is because Highlander complexes usually affects men and not women.
Gotcha. So, understood.
Well, like one of the things is too, like if you're the problem is right. The conflict comes out, especially in him, because it's always a competition with all of the other people in the group, and you don't realize when you are always trying to be the brightest one in the group. Unfortunately, sometimes you just burn the other people up in the group because you should be so bright instead of just saying everybody got their forte and realize it's a team thing. Like that's one of the things I tried to actually get him. This was back because I tried started our beef back in the day. I tried to get him to drop beef with 2 YouTube content creators. He had a big falling out with a gentleman who had a mental problem. His name was Nutwar. And then after, Nutwar came after me one day and roasted me for like an hour and a half. And I roasted him back. Then I found out that he had a mental problem. After that, I said, oh, I'm not going to fuck with him. I ain't going to never roast him again. I said, why? Because he got a mental problem, man. He got an excuse to just let it go, man. You can't be, you a big fish. You don't need to be messing with picking on somebody like that. And I mean, when it came out that he was in the hospital, all this other crap, I never roasted him again. And then he was like, well, that nigga keeps saying my name. I'm like, and whatever, dude got a mental problem. I mean, it's like if a 2-year-old slap you and slap your leg, you ain't gonna knock the 2-year-old out. And this is the problem with him is that just little small things, he just runs with it, and he won't drop no beef because it's always somebody trying to shine on him. Another content creator, Mad Black Atheist. That's the one where it really fell out because he didn't like that I was friends with Vic either. He cussed me out on his show for me and his friend.
What is this whole thing about? If there's somebody out there that I didn't like that mod that was timing me out of Mr. Fantastic chat a couple days ago, because everybody want to get their shine on, and once they mention where Kev actually comes from and how much impact I've actually had on the Black Manosphere, little nigga get jealous, start timing me out, and that is what will keep me away from your channel. Wow. And Fantastic, he got a viewership anyway, so it's whatever. So I don't have any problem with Fantastic. It's just that some of your mods are
yeah, well, the problem especially in the Soto Nation. Like even when I was running shows, go
but
back. Well, let me
yeah,
finish.
but
It's gonna sound.
go ahead, dude.
Even when I was running shows, even like if you never notice now, I never want to be in that group affiliate. I don't put myself in groups. Even when I was running the show for them, I would say shout out to the Soto Nation, but I never said I was part of Soto Nation, even though I was hosting the show. Because I'm not I even said, like, even when he's like, man, you could be as big as I told her, I don't want to be that front person. I want to be the person in the back. I don't like some people, that's my lane. That's where I want to be. I don't want, like, if you notice, I used to run shows, but I hate to say it's too much damn work. I'd rather be the person on the panel. That way I can come and go when I please. When you run shows, it's like a job.
Let me say for the record, I'm glad I'm given a chance for Judge Dre to speak since the quote unquote king of controversy did say his name and, did say something about us working with Judge Dre. And here's the thing. I may not agree with 100% of what anyone says. I don't agree with 100% of what Judge says.
Thank you.
I mean,
Still
but,
cool.
but we're still cool. We're still cool. I'm not calling Judge a bitch. I mean, he's not coming on here disrespecting me or anything like that. I mean, he could, then, that'll be another story because I don't handle conflict very well. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. About a year ago, there was somebody cussing out Roger on his program, and Roger was trying to exercise diplomacy. I'm not with that shit. I believe in cutting someone's head off. Like quick. I mean, I may not seem like that kind of guy to you, but no one's ever really ever since then, no one's ever really brought that out of me. So it's just that's just who I am. So ain't nobody finna come on any set. I mean, on somebody else's set calling me a bitch. I don't give a damn who you are. But at the same time, I know how to make it look good. But see, the thing is, here's what Kevin Samuels has that Tommy Sotomayor is lacking. Kevin Samuels has tact.
Yeah,
he has tact.
Definitely.
Yes, and then me personally, if you're cool with that mod that was timing me out, if you were another content creator and you saw such and such black men being brutally honest was timed out by such and such. I mean, because there are content creators that were over there that knew me, that saw me getting timed out like that. I ain't got no gripe with you at all. But shout out to Primetime VA for telling that dude, hey man, for real, what are you doing? He's cool. So, if you're cool with that guy, and I'm cool with you, I'm still cool with you.
But Kevin,
I'm not going to be the kind of content creator that's going to tell you not to be friends with that guy or not to fuck with that guy. If I see you fucking with him, then it's over with us. I'm not going to be that kind of person. I'm a bigger person than that. But go ahead, full circle.
No, I was about to say, and I agree with you as far as the difference between KS and Tommy, Kevin and Tommy. It's just that's just my opinion. I believe that Tommy has the ability to have tact, show tact, Kev. It's just that it's like, maybe I'm wrong. Help me out. He chooses not to. There's a time when Tommy can be a whole totally different person. And I don't mean just on Fox in front of the audience and Vivica Fox, because he didn't act like that when it was live. On that show, when I was in front of an audience, however he did that, when it's here on his platform, yes. But I believe he has the ability to do it. He just chooses not to.
Yeah. Because Brother Man's very tactful at times. I see, like back when I was running with his cat, I got to give Tommy props. It was sometimes them motherfuckers was coming at him hard and he showed tact. Period. It was like he was so bad he didn't cuss. He didn't do that. Now, oh God, there we go. Fuck. Now he gonna say that Kevin stole that to him because I remember I said he did it back in the day. Damn it. But you understand what I'm saying. But because I remember it was plenty of times where he was on other programs or where they'd have him speak there online and on that stuff that hit mainstream media. And they was asking all these hard questions about the crap that he done said. And boy, man, he handled that like a knife through butter. But then other times, it's like that only comes out, that's like 5% of him. It only comes out. I mean, he's got it that way. I ain't gonna lie. He's got that niche down, but he just don't use it. Where I think that,
Right.
unfortunately, he's like, well, wait a minute. I can go ahead and say all the man things in the manosphere content talking points, and I can dabble a little bit here, dabble there, but I'm gonna handle mine with more tech. Because he might
Right. And Judge, I'm gonna jump on this one too. Look at this, Kev. Judge, it's so crazy and sad that now if you are a content creator and if you're up and coming, or you might think to yourself, I might got something, it could turn into some one day, that you have to go back and make sure from the words or something like Danger Zone. You know, let's say Kevin's, for example, he's coming up with something, different things, or whatever he has, his little slogan, dun, 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 you know, the rest in peace music or whatever, the sound effects. You got to go back and hoping that, hopefully I'm not, what you shouldn't have to, but I guess you have. I guess that's how it is in the black sector or any sector. Hopefully you're not stepping on toes with this type of slogan or logo, not logo, but, you know, sound effects like, oh, that came from me. I'm the one that said Danger Zone, Danger Zone. But we know that from Top Gun. Who don't know the Danger Zone? But the way he did it and how he did it, where it's like, we all know what that is. It's catchy, even though it's from somewhere else. It's nothing wrong with taking it, but I don't hear nobody like Paramount, Warner, or Sony or somebody saying, Kevin, that's our Top Gun. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, this is some petty mess. Where we gotta watch every little thing.
I said on a video 2 years ago, and guess who's mad? Do I accuse that content creator of stealing from me? No, I don't. It's because it's bullshit.
Well, that's the problem. It's okay to be even upset about a talking point that's gotten stolen, this, that, and the other. But the problem with him is that when he's upset about a small, minute talking point, he'll use that as a jump off point and then go way left with it. Like, yeah, man. Like he said, well, say, I don't know, Kevin he put on a suit, and I was wearing suits back in the day. And then now all of a sudden, yeah, fuck that nigga. He wear kitten heels, did that. I mean, like literally just go way down the road with it for something small and minute. It's like
he wears kitten heels.
Right.
Them motherfuckers, huh?
Burn the bridges, because it's like, dude, all I did was say Danger Zone. Now I'm all type of bitch niggas. I'm effeminate, this, that, and the other. You understand what I'm saying?
But Judge, where does this go? Is it going to be like the copyright thing, like with music? All of a sudden now it's a strike, and you able to go to YouTube, you know, write a letter, call them up, email them, and say so and so did this. Well, where's your proof? Okay, I see it right there, copywritten on a word, you know, a term, or they Danger Zone.
Hey, but you know what though? You know what though? A content creator that is calls himself a dating coach said he went around doing that to people's videos. They would quote unquote steal his sayings, and he would strike their videos because, you know, they wasn't giving him props or anything like that. So I hope that doesn't happen. You know, because that could open the doors up for a lot of things. And a lot of people know who that content creator is, the dating coach that says that people are stealing his stuff. People have joked about it in the chat before. Now I'll go ahead and say it, Alan Roger Curry. I'll go ahead and say it. You know,
and see, that's one of the things I do. I understand people don't like. That was always my thing. I said the problem with that is that was one of his forte tactics he used back then. When they pull the bullshit and don't say the name. The bad thing about doing that, when you got, like, say you got 3,000 people watching and you don't say the name, basically what that does is it's actually good and bad in a way, because then some people might be thinking it's that person, that's when you done had beefs all over the planet. So basically it opens up the doors for more fights, which is, you know, what he based this shit on, because as you notice, every week it was a new drama with somebody else, with another YouTube content creators. Like some of these people we would never have heard of until the drama.
But Judge, okay, so let me say this. How many, just asking, Kev, Judge, how many times you got to say it? For example, Kev, yourself, Judge, you doing your thing, 3,000 viewers at a time, replay or not, 3,000, 5,000. So you so happen to say something and say, I got to give a shout out to Kev because, you know, Kev is that person. And then you get back to your commentary. How many times is it from the beginning, in the middle, like writing a book or making a movie? I got to say Kev's name in the beginning. I got to give him them props because I just say Danger Zone. And just to remind y'all again, Danger Zones again, gave them to you by Kev. How many dang times until, you know what I mean? Is somebody going to go back and say, hey, just wanted to let you know, so-and-so Kev didn't say your name. Come on, man.
But the
You know what I
problem
mean?
is
Either once or twice, or how, it shouldn't be that many times to get the word across to be like, I did give you your props. Is that good enough? Come on, man.
It takes away from the flow of the show. When you stop to give people props, it takes away from the flow of the show. You got a flow going. If we got to keep doing, like, I ain't even going to lie. To me, I believe a lot of content creators just use that as a way to start beef. It's really what it is. It's just a way.
Yeah, and
That's just like Kev says that, shout out to the habitual line steppers. He's not running down a name. You could, Kev, but we get it. You giving a shout out to the whole group, habitual line steppers. You and Roger, y'all make sure y'all say that. But you ain't got to run down the names like it's the Jaxn Fives. Tito, Michael. You ain't going, and the daddy, the mama. You ain't going down the list. We get it.
And Sister Jordan never came. Well, Kevin mentioned the habitual line steppers, but he ain't saying nothing about Sister Jordan.
She do her thing with Concrete Rose or solo and keep it pushing. You don't keep doing that, and they stick together. They ain't getting no controversy. Yeah, girl, Kev and Roger, they don't. You need to do something about that. On that dry snitching and gossiping. He had a line for that. We gonna let him know, and then disrupt your whole show or disrupt your whole thing. Then y'all getting into it. That ain't good business. That ain't. Or it's not. That's not cool.
That way, you won't be friends. Cause see, I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna be a one-man show.
And you messing up your brand, Kev, and they messing up their brand at the breakdown. That ain't good. But it's just that we grown. Judge Kev, we grown. It's business. We don't do that. It's like you would think that we know by now, but it's like instead of going forward, we going backwards.
Well, no, the problem is a lot of this is the problem that he had definitely. He would say that when you would go to when we were friends and all like that, and people go to the other chat forum, he would feel that that's taking money out of his pocket because they're watching other programs. That was always a problem then. And you still see it's like he made the comment, now you're taking money out of my pocket. How is somebody taking money out of your pocket because he made a point that you might have made?
But Judge, what I do enjoy, let's say in Kev's case or any other content creator, during the show or after the show, Kev, Roger, they make sure to be like, don't, and others have done it. Make sure you go over to Roger's show and check out his channel. Like I give that to Tommy, and as far as working together, and it's going back to practice what you preach, that others give each other's props. When y'all are done, sometimes I think Roger will do it. Others have done it. When I'm done, I'm about to, not me, myself, I'm going to stop the show. We're going to turn it over to someone else who wants to catch the ball. We're going to strike it up on somebody else's. We're going to bring the group, like a train. We're going to bring the group, choo-choo. Y'all shut it down over here. I'm going to leave the link in the chat. We're going to run over there. And when they done over there, y'all want to handle the topic, we're going to throw it up to somebody else. We passing the ball. You know what I'm saying? Ain't burning nobody's brand, ain't taking away nothing, but we actually paying homage and giving kudos to be like, don't just stop with me. We're going to keep this going and going, but we all here to eat. And be a part and patronize each other. Come on, man.
I mean, it's not like I said, it's no such thing as taking from anyone. At the end of the day, the audience decides who gets it. It's not myself. It's not Roger. It doesn't matter to us who's the more popular guy, because what we do at the end of the day, if Roger's doing great, it benefits the habitual line steppers.
Okay. I got a question for you, Kevin.
You.
Okay, now I just said, well, look, because I'm not subscribed to the channel right here or anything. Okay, but now if you had to talk about somebody biting somebody's style, well, I said, let's see what his topic of the show is tonight. Why can't I find a good man? How most women end up in no man's land. Now, let me see. If Kevin was chatty, ain't that you using his talking point? But we ain't gonna go there.
No.
But you understand what this is the reason why I get mad at him, because he cries about that's what bothers me more than anything. You are guilty of doing everything you might have not done it to that person, but you've done it to somebody else. So my forte is this: anything that you do and are still guilty of doing, you can't be mad when somebody does it to you. Period.
But that's too much like right, Dre.
Right.
You know that's not gonna. You know, people are gonna still be mad regardless. I mean, if it gets done to them. And plus, let me put it to you like this: every time I've seen Tommy even talk about, you know, other groups or other factions that it's in the space, it has always been, I don't fool with you niggas. That's why I don't fool with you niggas. Blah blah blah. We got people inside the space that say that same shit. You know, I don't want to fool with them niggas. Blah blah blah. Why would I get any idea? Why would I get the idea from you that you are the one that advocates for black men working together?
Right.
Why would I get that?
Kev, it's a contradiction. Exactly what you said on the solo thing. It's like, I'm open. You know where to find me. Anyone can work with me. I'm willing. Because Solo asked that question. I'm willing, yeah, to work with whoever. Solo asked the question. But at the same time, what you just said, Kev, yes. But that's why I don't work with. I get where he's saying on that end. But if someone's brand new coming in that's literally got potential, that's got literally potential future talent, and they're hearing this, they're thinking, okay, I guess that includes me, because he might not want to work with me. We might end up bumping heads. You never know. So on one end you're saying this, but on the other end you're saying that. It's a contradiction in itself.
Not making excuses for myself. Let me tell you what probably took me longer than other people to try to solidify some kind of, you know, following. I refuse to work with other people in the sense that I didn't want. I'm kind of a prideful individual. I don't want other people to be responsible for my success because I would feel kind of like I would feel, and I'm this kind of person. I feel like I owe you. I feel like I owe you. I owe you. I owe you. I mean, I'll give you an example. I owe BGS respect. You know, I mean, I respect him anyway. You don't owe anybody anything because he shared my content and it's brought me a lot of subs. So, you know, but there were other content creators in particular that like asked to work with me and asked me for me to work with them. But I felt like those content creators were trying to subjugate me and make me a sub part of their crew, which they led and they stood over. This is why I like the habitual line steppers so much, because we're level with each other. There's not one man above the crew. Whoever the people decide who the head is, I mean, that has nothing to do with us. I mean, I would hear Roger and the habitual line steppers, you know, a little bit, and you know that's fine. You know, Roger is a person that has cemented himself in this space. So I get that, but this is the main thing that I try to push is like just stay away from the Highlander complex. Right. You know, just stay away from trying to think that there is like one man above the crew. Ultimately, it might come down to that. Mm-hmm. You know, it might become a conversation, but you know, at the same time, we as black men, when we're in front of everybody, our solidarity is not really there. Mm. It isn't. It isn't. If one of us got the chance to shine, one or two things are going to happen. Either the person that's shining is going to get the big head, or one that isn't shining is going to feel a certain way, and it's going to cause, you know, back and forth. Now, Tommy, I called him King of Controversy earlier. Tommy was the most controversial person in the space at one point.
Yeah, definitely.
And he was very brash. He was very argumentative. Mm-hmm. He referred to black women as black bitches, even though he might not have meant all black women. But his statement, one of his key phrases is black women are the worst stewards of children. And regardless of how true that is or not, of course black women are going to take that offensive. Mm-hmm. Black women take everything offensive that is said negative about them. Mm-hmm. Everything. Every fucking thing. I mean, and Kevin Samuels, he's a person that he claims that his content is basically to help black women and black men build a better relationship, and he has receipts to prove it that he's actually been helping people. Both are met by hate, but I gotta admit, if you're going to look at one, you're probably looking at Kevin Samuels at this point.
Right. Yeah, unfortunate. This is the problem. Kevin never wanted to work with. If you notice, he didn't want to work with any Manosphere content creators. That was one of his things. He hated. He had a lot of flack for them back in the day. Now that, unfortunately, like I said, Tommy had his time where the hair-hatted hooligans, all those sketch lines, that shit was saying bashing black women was fun. Now, if you notice that we've gotten towards this area now to where we're coming out of the bashing zone and we're going into the more, we'll talk about it, but we're going to talk about solution era. So
you know what they call that? They're starting to call that purple pill. Like
right. And now this is the problem.
Pill. But right. Go ahead.
Now that we've migrated, you know how like shows migrate to a different. Now that we migrated out of that area, of course your revenue is going to go down because that's not as popular a topic as it was. It's not that he doesn't understand. It's not that nobody is taking your money. It's just that unfortunately your business model has not adapted yet. So we've migrated out of that area. So your revenue percentage will decrease a little bit because it's not as catchy. It's like after Marvel 24 come out, it's not as, you know what I mean? It's not as good as Marvel 3, 4, and 5. Your revenue starts to go down. People ain't going to see the movies as much. Even they might be great movies, but you understand what I'm saying.
But you know what? Hey, Kev, let me say this to Judge and you. Something that I noticed, not taking away what you said, Judge, something that I noticed that Kev does. Kevin could be in the clouds. I don't want to say Kev because he doesn't even like that. So out of respect, Kev, I'm going to separate the two. Kevin Samuels and you, Kev, I'm separating. Kevin Samuels will be in the clouds, Judge and Kev. He'll be watching. He'll be listening. The topic could be on him or something else, or something that he might have spoken of at the time. Remember, it was high value. It was just that topic. Now he's branched off, and because it was always about that HS high value. I mean HV high value.
Right.
It'll be where he's in the chat, and it'll be someone like what just happened with Fantastic. The difference. Kevin will be in the chat, and they'll say whoever's doing the chat or hosting or the content creator, come on up, Kevin. In fact, he's in the chat right now, everybody. Kevin will decide that either he can come up or he doesn't have to. Like on some small level celebrity status, as if like, I don't have to. I know I could to explain this, but I don't really have to. There was a time when Kevin would pop up, even maybe on BGS's, whoever it was. And shout out to King Sigma if he's around, if you've ever heard of him, depending on the topic. Kevin right now is like, I don't really have to. It's almost like you at the celebrity, in an auditorium, and you know that singer is supposed to come out, hip hop or not, and you just been waiting, knowing that the singer is late. Like, I'm waiting, I done paid my money. Come on, Lauryn Hill, I'm just saying, and whoever the singer is, and will be late. Kevin is sitting back as if like, I really don't have to because I done built up a momentum, a crowd base, a fan base to where it's like people. It's just if I appear, people are gonna be like, oh, there he is. He don't have to do it. And he knows how to walk away from it. He don't have to show up or show out. Tommy, like on Fantastic, it was like, there's Tommy right there. Make room for him. Tommy gets up there to show everybody. But on one end, Tommy can do what he wants to. It's like, you really don't have to, Tommy. You got the name. You've been established. You don't have to. And I give that to both, but I give it to Kevin Samuels. He don't have to do that. He don't have to do jack. He don't even have to show his butt because all he's going to do, Kevin, is like, I'm going to go right back to my spot, get my 7,000 views before and after the fact. I don't have to do that anymore. Get what I'm saying, Kevin? Not to say that, Kev, that Kevin doesn't have to still work as hard. He still does, nonstop, but he doesn't have to do certain things to prove a point. That's my point. He don't have to do that anymore.
Okay. I said last night, if Tommy's channel, and we've seen this before, Tommy's channel go down, he put up another channel, and he's back up to monetization in no time. It'll grow by the thousands. If Kevin Samuels' channel goes down tonight, he'll open up another one tomorrow, and it'll probably be 100,000 within a week. Those people are coming back.
Yeah.
Those people are coming back. Okay, I understand from doing live streams how how difficult and how much you have to be on consistently to gain an audience. I mean, it's like I know content creators with bigger viewerships, they can get 300 and 400 in. Some can get 1,000 in. That's hard work. That's extremely hard work. Those are two guys that I mean they put in the work, and I mean they never have to go away if they don't want to. Well, somebody like me, the people watching right now, and a few hundred people will come back, but I'm building again. But that's cool. That's cool because there's somebody in the crew that's had to do that twice already. So it's very possible. But of course, when you have guys like that who have been in the game for a while, that have a channel that can just go down and then they can be back up just like that, as Tommy had to do many times. What the fuck is Tommy really gonna complain about at this point?
All right, I'll tell you. This is what it is. See, there's a big actually difference between those 2 points you made. The Kevin will come and he'll sit back in the chat. Where Tommy wants to come, he wants to be up on the panel.
Right.
The reason why. The reason why, if you ever notice, if he told you why. Because this, if you notice, when he goes to a channel, he likes to take that shit over. Like he did on Solo TV there. That's his constant MO. The reason why he wouldn't collab, like you said, you taking money out of my pocket by not collabing with me, because he realized, what? Why? So that way you can go over there, do your little bullshit, and go run back to your channel. That's what he does. Where Kevin gives you support of saying, people say, oh, shoot, we got Kevin in the house, this, that, and the other. And they're like, wow, Kevin actually watches this show? Like when y'all say that and people say that, you're like, oh, so well, shit. If Kevin is watching this show, maybe I need to watch this show. Because that's pretty. You understand what
that's what he said. No, I understand what you're saying. In fact, you just reminded me of something. Tommy did kind of say something like that, and he could correct that too. If he's watching, not a problem. He said that too. If I do something with Kevin, if we on the same, being interviewed, same table talk, like the red table talk in front of each other, people will start to see the points, like everything that's being brought up is coming from. It's not saying like it's a takeover, but in a way it is, Judge. Where it's like if I'm sitting in front of Kevin, and we're both in front of each other, people will start to see the difference to where my talking points, that everything that's been brought up, maybe through Kevin, it's been from me. It's been all from me, coming from me. So it is. That's why I said in the beginning, I said it would be a conflict of interest. It would be against his best interest to do that. They can do what they want at the end of the day. If they decide to do something together, fine. If not, fine. But just saying, Judge and Kev, no.
But this is the thing, bro. You don't realize. If you notice, he made the talking point right there. Because this is the reason why nobody worked with your motherfucking ass, is because everybody is always me. Big picture thinking there. If you ever know, if we did a round table, motherfuckers would see that I said that shit first. That's the only reason why he wants to do it. So basically, to continue more beef.
You know what? If either one of those guys are watching, which, I would understand if they had other shit they had to do. I just want to let them know, and this is to Kevin Samuels, Tommy Sotomayor, or Derek Jaxn. You don't owe me anything. You don't owe me a mention. You don't owe me a shout out.
Why not?
You owe me nothing. And I don't want, but then that's for the naysayers that's saying that, Kevin Samuels is not mentioned in the Black Manosphere. I'm sure you guys want that. He's not going to carry you. He's not going to carry you with him. Blah, blah, blah. Don't nobody care about that shit. Like, dude, I understand. And I have this crazy idea. If I gain my own strength, I will be stronger in the end. If I have to take some of your strength, the limitation in the bar is always going to be you.
Right.
If I hope to eclipse you one day, I cannot depend on you. Mm-hmm. I want to I want to win on my own. It's great having a habitual line steppers as a team, but I understand at the end of the day, each one of those guys want to be the best too. And it's like and a courtesy to them is I'm not going to get in the way of your success. If you eclipse me, that's fine, but know that I want the same thing. We promote each other in the habitual line steppers, but we carry it like we don't owe each other anything. And to those guys, before anybody says anything else, especially about, y'all using, and then they say that bullshit too. Oh, you guys, you putting names in your titles, you're clout chasing. They're public figures. They're going to be talked about. You know how many videos there are about that out there, and how many articles on your neo-feminist websites that are about the Black Manosphere, that are about Kevin Samuels, that are about Tommy Sotomayor.
Right.
Shit.
Right.
So, I mean, it's like this. It's whatever. Well, they owe me nothing.
He shot himself, and Tommy shot himself in the foot back in the day with that. Because, man, somebody put their name in the title or they video flag them. Like, literally, that was a whole process for years. And it was like, no offense, dude, if your name is in the title of the video, I even told him, I said, there's more advertising. I don't give a. Well, they could be saying something bad, and let the motherfucker. I said, think about it.
Hey, it's fair use. You can say anything you want about these people as long as. Okay, if I were using Tommy Sotomayor videos on here, I'm sure I'm going to get a flag. I mean, but ain't nobody using no videos, no copyrighted material.
Right. But I remember that was one of. I told him, I said, do event. I said, if I was you, I want everybody to have my name in their title. I said, why is that? I said, because that way, once you type, I said, if you go to their show, you're going to see my name. I told her, I said, there's no bad way I understand where they could be saying lies. I said, no offense. Every information you read on the internet, it could be a lie. And if they're not smart enough for that, then hey.
And then I thought Tommy would probably been big enough not to go to the default arguments about the Black Manosphere either.
Oh, he did.
You niggas over here in the Black Manosphere.
No, well, this is the problem. Soto Nation was a big area before Manosphere caught on. See, like I told, this is the thing I say. There would not be no Manosphere probably how we know it now if Tommy would have been more cordial and worked with more people, because it would have been probably more Soto Nation. We would have had different chapters like that. But Tommy didn't want to work with a lot of motherfuckers because he's hard to work with, and that's the reason why everybody fights and gets fragmented.
But think about this. Think about how you feel. Think about how you feel when someone talks down to you.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, think about it. He'd be cussing out the members people would be supporters. Like, there was one chick, she was dropping plenty of money. And I mean, she was always dropping big money. Can you imagine like Kevin Samuels out there dogging Ike for a disagreement? I mean, she roasted a person in a chat that not even a YouTuber. He's done this to many people who supported him.
Well, I mean,
you talking about Ike with the glasses? Sorry,
yeah, can you imagine Kevin Samuels dogging out Ike?
Money, you talking about Ike? Cause you hear me?
No, Ike, right. Yeah, Ike is right. Before Ike made a video, there was a chat, like woman who was she gave Tommy at least $2,000 a month. And something happened, I guess she said something one day that she didn't like, and this nigga roasted her for like 2 hours on the show. And this motherfucker ain't even a content creator.
Oh, so imagine Kevin Samuels roasting Ike G.
Right. As just not as a content creator. This is before he made content. But as one of your supporters who always putting a lot of money in your pocket, and then they say something you don't agree with, and all of a sudden now they can get roasted.
Yeah, which is bullshit.
Right. And that's the reason. I mean, think about it. I'm like, dude, man, you're creating a lot of fucking enemies, man. And that's why I told him, I said, this is the problem, man. Eventually you're going to run out of friends. And then a lot of people going to be like, yeah, you cool and all, but I can't hang with you. Why is that? Nigga, you got too many people gunning for your head. I don't want to get caught by a straight bullet.
Yeah. Let me give an example. Someone was giving me a big donation before. That's like me disrespecting Matty Ghost. Like Matty Ghost may say something I slightly disagree with, and I'm already on record for saying I think that people who 100% agree with me all the time are pretty weird, and it makes me wonder about you. It helps me identify you as fake a lot faster.
Well,
but
in his part group, you better agree with him, because the first day you don't agree, you'll get outed.
But like Matty Ghost says something that I slightly disagree with. Now, normal Kev is going to be like, well, I'm going to make my point. Then you just agree to disagree. It doesn't have to be an argument unless he really wants to talk about it. But what I'm not going to do is denigrate and curse out and disrespect Matty Goats for a slight disagreement. I just feel like that, that's really like just shitting on a person, especially someone who has supported the channel as heavily as he has. Now, granted, I've never like if I ever get a $2,000 donation from anyone, the last thing that's probably going to be on my mind is to disrespect and to roast that person. Oh, no, I mean, because you're officially too big for your britches.
Yeah. But let me say this. This is the crazy thing about it with the black sector. I'm gonna compare this to like a movie theater. I know earlier I mentioned a concert, the movie theater, and I'm gonna throw in the group non-blacks. I've noticed, look at this, Judge, where I'm going with this. I've noticed that movie theaters, usually you not knowing, you thinking that the movie is, with the trailer and all that is on the up and up. And depending if it's a family movie, I've literally seen in a packed theater, depending on the movie, non-blacks, if they ain't feeling it and they ain't liking it, what do, folks? They will get up and leave that movie. It could be done, been $10 worth of tickets, $12, whatever the amount, matinee or not. They will get up from the theater and walk out. Usually they'll try to get their money back. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. They'll just leave and go home, get in their cars. But the point is they will up and leave if it's something that they're not feeling. On this end, on the black sector, there will be ones that'll stay, even when it comes with the disrespect, Kev and Judge, where it's like, no, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. And you would think like the numbers would drop and all of that, where it's like, not everybody got to be kumbaya together, where it's like, I'm not feeling that. Did y'all just see that? I'm out of here. But you'll see the numbers will either rise or stay at a steady pace where it's like, oh, this is crazy. And the people ain't gonna get they super chat or they money back, Cash App money. It'll be like, it's gone. Sorry, and that's why I use the movie theater. When it's something ain't being felt within the white sector or non-blacks, they'll be like, I'm not with this. And we'll put in a review and be like, and kill it. They will kill it. Rotten Tomatoes or not. It's done. But we don't do that. Where it's like, yo, and you got others. You just mentioned it, Kev. Make another channel, and then against Tommy. I'm just saying on the black sector. If it's something that we ain't feeling, you got in your title, Derek Jaxn. He ain't Lou. He ain't gonna lose. He'll be brought down a notch. It'll hurt him, but at the same time, it's not like, you know what, your career is done because we're not having that. It's crazy. You know the difference.
Yeah, right. It's not like that at all. Like I said, he might take. Jaxn may lose 30%. That might lose 30% of some of the people that was hanging with him. Like when it comes to growth money are made after this high spike for the after this drama wears out. But he ain't gonna be broke.
No, not at all. Not at all. But what do y'all think of this little shaming that people would especially men like that are that have this Highlander complex? Do you think that it's just if all else fails, I got money, you don't, you're a broke ass nigga? But that seems to me kind of I don't know. That's kind of female like female shame like that.
Well, unfortunately, this is the bad thing. Like I sit up here and laugh. Like I don't watch his programs anymore because I hate to say I got tired of all the whining and complaining about the stuff that you actually do. It's like say I don't talk, like you've never heard me talk about nobody's kids. So if somebody was talking about my kid and I was whining about that, you could see. But you've done that shit before, so I got a problem. It kind of like rubs me the wrong way because unfortunately I realize, after working with you and knowing this, you will say whatever it takes to be said, even if it contradicts something that happened a month ago. You have no issues that you stand on. It's going to be like, well, I would never spit in a man's face. And you'd be like, well, fine, I don't spit in a man's face. But then, that dude over there, you spit in his. But you understand what I'm saying? It's like, where do you stand? It's like hard to get a fix because you don't have no firm boundaries that you have. You're guilty of all of that. And when you have this type of complex there, it's like, technically you can't associate yourself with a person who has no boundaries because you don't know where they'll stop. And it's like, yeah, you might not have done this to me, but you know, if you do this type of person, always say you always stealing, then you know, hey man, this dude's a thief, or you know that this dude's a arpist. You know what I mean? That word. But you know, if you know, like, okay, well, the thief knows, well, no, I would never do the EPAR shit crap, but I might steal your money. So people can relate to that. But
then, Judge, I'm gonna throw this in there with Kev, what he asked too, and then imagine the opportunity of getting with a group with the big 6 or the 7, and then you got to throw up your wallet in a not emotional, in a anger type situation, you know, where something jumps off, and it's like I got to throw up. Let's just say us, and it's 3 more, and I got to throw up to Judge, Kev, and Roger, and some others, part of the habitual line steppers, and say, but I got more money than y'all. You like, whoa, where did that come from? We all got some money, and yours might be a slight little bit bigger, and on per the contract and per the negotiations, you might be getting bigger because you're a bigger card draw, you know. But you gotta throw that in my face and say that. See, that's a problem. And then when they decide in a vote, like the 5 heartbeats, so to speak, we gotta vote you out. Then you gonna go back and make a video and say it wasn't me, y'all. It was them. No, it was you. Right. It was you.
Right.
Well, accountability. Come on now.
Saying that's like me coming out here and saying, say we was in a group together like this, and y'all know that I like to fight. I've been in a lot of fights. I probably don't won a lot, and I'd be like, but I could beat your ass. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? Everybody's got an advantage in some point away. Just because yours might be money. Like I remember he said, I got more money than you. I said, yeah, but I could beat your ass.
The whole, like, let me go ahead and say this about that kind of thing, about, you know, and I know that might not be, you know, I know that might not have been the context you were speaking in, Dre, but you know, what I mean? internet tough guy talk,
right? Yeah,
you know, is like, if y'all witnessing that on panels,
right?
I mean, you know, those are the panels that I usually stop watching. I'll beat your ass, nigga. I'll beat your ass. Let me go get a plane ticket, man. Drop in on your ass. Pull up, nigga. Pull up, nigga. You know. Let me tell you something. I tried that one time. I tried that pull up thing one time, and it was like I didn't know what to expect. But dude was talking shit in the inbox. You know, I found out he stayed like 30 minutes from me. So you know, he was on that fuck your grandma shit. I was like, okay, well, you know, then I just threw something out there because I, if anything, I love playing mind games, especially on social media with, you know, people with lower vibrations, as they say.
But I got one for you too, though, Kev. Yeah. But check this out, Kev. Look at this, Kev. I get where you're coming from, but just like with Maddie Ghost, just like the one that just dropped the 75 or whatever, Super Chat, Cash App, however it's done. I'll give Solo an example of Solo's interview, and I'll give it when he jumped on Fantastics. You that dude, this was talked about earlier, that dude, talking about Derek Jaxn. He wasn't on no one's panel, but just say with Tommy, you're that guy. So regardless of who should be paying who, even if you got to show out and you putting your wallet up on the table, boom, big bank, take a little bank. It would have been a trip. Maybe even impressive to be like, yo, Tommy just left the building, or he's in the building and he just dropped a so-and-so C note or something. You know what I mean? Something to be like, yo, yeah, that's Tommy. That ain't the fake Tommy. That's the real Tommy. And he just dropped it. He in the building. It's one thing to get the views. You got your subs and the views. And that's so even going, speaking of Fantastic, that brought in a lot of views. Okay. He did great. But at the same time, to be like on the record, off the record, Cash App, Super Chat. That's what Tommy did. Just so y'all know who's in the building, Tommy's here. Everybody chill. So even if he's going off and saying whatever he said, the game changer of Fantastic, and everybody bound down, it's like, yo, he putting his money where his mouth is. He doesn't have to, but it would speak volumes. Get what I'm saying, Kev? Even with Solo, you ain't got to have nobody buy you. I'm not going to kiss your butt just because you dropped it. But if you that dude, which he is, and you putting that money out there like, yo, I can buy everybody up on this panel. Put your money where your mouth is. You know what I mean? And it's nothing to prove, but to be like, yo, Solo, even for Solo to be like he was, man, but you ain't got to be like that. But wait a minute. You know, we could even use that as an excuse to be like, yo, man, he just dropped you. Now I can see why you acting kind of, but you shouldn't have to. But at the same time, you that dude, right?
Right. But he's never been a type of person that shares anyway. He's not knowing like that. He might share when he go out and have some drinks and stuff with people, stuff like that. But when it comes to this YouTube shit, was never known in this space for that. That's why I sit here and laugh when he made that comment comparing himself to O'Shea. And I'm like, unfortunately, you know, I don't really feel O'Shea like that. But O'Shea, I think, probably done put on more people than you, dude. He done helped out more people than you.
Yeah. O'Shea is known for putting people on.
Yeah, I mean, like
I
literally.
mean, if you want to make that comparison, about who putting who on, I mean, O'Shea by leaps and bounds.
Like I said, like I was going through the thing the other day. I thought we were going through categories. I even said that, like, people think that I just hate the man. No, I give the man credit where it's due. I said, Brother Man's a very good entertainer. He's something like that. But I said, you can watch it. But unfortunately, it's like when he goes through what kills me on watching the Tommy shows, when he goes through the rant and when he like breaks off the show and he's talking about people talking about him. And especially when I've seen him do all of that shit that he wanted about to somebody else. And it's just like, dude, man, the show was going good till you went to that 10-minute rant. I don't want to hear that shit. And then after a while, a lot of people just get tired of that. And I ain't gonna lie. Even afterwards, that's what bothered me from watching the show. I got tired. I told him, I said, look, the show was about we talking about her kid out the window. But now somebody in a chat room done made a comment. Now we talking about that for 20 minutes.
Yeah, stay away from the chat, please. Yeah, people derail. People intent for even railing like that in the chat is to derail the conversation.
Right.
And I mean, like, imagine, like I said, imagine, like I was saying last night. Imagine me feuding with that mod that timed me out because he identified himself as soon as he did it. Yeah, that really, honestly, that would set me back. Like that would set me back to like the beginning of, it's like people be like, what the fuck is Kev doing that for? That's supposed to be beneath him. That kind of thing is supposed to be beneath Tommy Sotomayor to address the chat in such a way, especially on other people's channel.
Yeah. And like literally, you don't even have to say in it. Like basically, like right now is this. I didn't say anything derogatory about him in the chat. But you see, like the first thing, this is the problem. He'll bite on a little bit, say some truth, and then go way left with it and say, yeah, see, that motherfucker right there was making videos about me. Or he said I was scamming. And I said, well, technically, I never made any videos about you, but I was on videos that were talking about you. So get the facts right. It's a difference in a person out here making content to brag on you all day, to hate on you all day. Here's the difference. It's like you said, no, he said I was a scammer.
Yeah.
I said,
why Skinner man cave?
Right. You keep going. Like, this is the problem. He goes too far with it. You take a little snippet and then add a lot of lies to it. Then by the time you do any research, you realize, oh God. And then you realize, oh, he's just really talking in his emotion. And then I hate to say, it gets boring after a while. That's the reason why. Like, you can, like, I know some people who were there.
Yeah, do I got feedback?
And you get bored. You get bored of it.
No, you don't.
All right, good.
All right, what up, Chaos Rain?
What's up? I just jumped on here because they talking about Mr. Duke Jaxn. I watched him now in his progression for I think 2 years now, maybe. And I'll have to say, what he's doing now, he's doing good things, O'Shea, and he has proven to put a lot of black men on. Definitely. I can't speak for the same for Tommy Sotomayor, and I've been knowing about this cat a little longer. I've heard about him. I might have watched a few clips here and there, but when we talk about putting other black men on to better growth black media, I don't see that. O'Shea with this character. And I'm not knocking what he's doing now if he's still relevant in YouTube, but let's be honest. Once other black men have come and set their course on this platform called YouTube, I mean, if you're not keeping up with the times and stuff, you're just eventually in time going to be very irrelevant. So if he mentioned any of these content creators now, it shows his progression and everybody else that, you did a thing during a time when YouTube was starting to come around as media, and you have actually outlived your purpose. So now every other man that's taken what you said is the talk points that you created, they actually went far and above, to be honest with you. And it's a little bit more relevant because let's be honest, there are a lot of intellectual black men that's saying certain things but backing up with data, and really backing with data but bring the logic. When you listen to Tommy, I always ask people what logic he brings when he talking about the hair hats, this, that, and the third.
Right. I mean, basically, he's like you said, he served this purpose, right? Like I said earlier, we've kind of migrated past that zone. It's like, you know, you got the old department stores, and then the new
Mm-hmm.
department stores are coming up, and now, you know, it's kind of like Sears and Roebuck. You know, Best Buy, Target. You
Mm-hmm.
know, Sears didn't adapt, update their stores, and unfortunately, this Tommy's seeing it. He sees the writing on the wall. If he doesn't adapt, update his stuff, maybe be more cordial, so that way you can be at work in bigger groups. I mean, like the same things that helped you
And
out
Judge,
in the beginning is now hurting you. Like, you not working with other people helped in the beginning, but now that you didn't work well with other people, it's hurting you.
it's reflective, Judge, and let's
Right.
keep it real. As a man that, and he said he has channels before that were terminated before he had rebuilt, and I think right now what's the stance, almost 600K. I could be wrong, but the point is this: if you stay the course and you built with other black men and built a proper network of that time, you should have been over 1 million. The
Well,
guys that's in the space now that's doing something far beyond one content creator, y'all know what I'm talking about, is probably gonna crack that 1 million.
well, it would
So
technically.
so wait, so it lets me know that the average black man today, not only you have to adapt, but you have to market yourself properly. You get me? You gotta be stand out different from every other group. And like you said, Judge, he has lived his usefulness. For him to be relevant now, he's going to talk about other content creators. It's inevitable.
Right.
It would be not smart to not talk about the bigger content creators or the ones that might not have a big channel like him, but have to mention, because let's be honest, no one's gonna really recognize or know you unless they keep calling your name.
Right. And
Kevin's doing.
Chaos, let me jump in on this, on what Judge was saying. And this just came to mind. Let me throw this out, Chaos. Now, imagine it, Judge. If remember at one point, it's still out there. There was a time when he was throwing out the hair hats. Remember, it was a big thing. And the T1000s. That was, I could even hear it on other content creators. They would use it. The one T1000. Now that's something he could say, like, you know what? Now I'm starting to hear everybody use it. And when people are using the hair hats, he didn't go after those ones. There were some content creators using just the hair hats and a little bit of the T1000s. Then something you said, Judge, when you start to hear it, you know where it comes from, then it gets boring. And then in your own right and mind, you like, I got to switch this up. I got to come up with my own thing. Let me say Cyborg or something like that. You know what I mean? Something to where it's not affiliated because that is coming from him. It's his. We know where it comes from, Terminator, but we get it. But when I was starting to hear it, but now I don't hear it even as much. I don't even really hear it at all. Well, everyone's got their own spin on things. I don't hear hair hats at all. And going back to whoever put that in the question, are the women still going to, that's just my opinion, going to still jock or be behind Derek Jaxn? Yeah, I believe so, because the reason why I say that, because you still got hair hats. You get what I'm saying? You still got women wearing makeup and wearing weaves. It ain't stopped the thing. So to answer that question on my end, they'll still follow some or a few, whatever, Derek Jaxn.
But no, it's kind of like this. Basically, like this is he doesn't really anything about marketing, even though he says like that. But this is this. Say I come up with a saying, and everybody starts saying the saying that I made popular. Right? The saying will always translate back to me when they say that. Instead of getting mad that somebody else said a saying that I made popular, you don't realize, dummy, it's free advertising. But his problem was every time somebody said a saying that he made popular, he would attack them. So then basically you turn supporters into enemies. And then what did they do? They made sure to steer clear. They just stopped saying your sayings. Where dummy. It's like, remember, people don't say phone. They say iPhone. You know what I mean? When you sit up here and make people don't say petroleum jelly. They say Vaseline. And see, that's the reason why he didn't. He thought that he sacrificed long-term gains for short-term success in fighting the people who might have said some things that he said. So then you became non-affiliated with no one, which was fine in the beginning, and you do well working alone. But the problem is now that this place is about to break out and go anywhere else. I hate to say, it'll probably be other content creators that'll make it to live stream and TV before you. And where technically everybody would have been up under you, everybody would have been in one cohesive network because you were the biggest. So you could have had more. I mean, you're going to look back on this 10, 15 years from now and say, well, goddamn, technically I did start that shit. If I would have handled things a little bit better, I could be a billionaire.
But Judge, I kid you not. Right now, just saying, I don't know for anybody else or everybody else out there. When it comes to kind of like the comparison, you flip open that phone or that laptop, and I'm talking about as far as 2021. Maybe back then there was a time to be like, well, who's that talking? You know, let's say if it was your wife or your mate, your girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. They'd be like, who is that? Because you know they say the numbers more women than men, and I don't know about the workplace, but 2021. And I've and physically have seen it and heard it. It'll be that woman say, "Oh, I've heard of that guy." You know who I'm talking about. I've heard of him. What's he talking about? Because he was talking to some lady, not in a derogatory way, but he was telling some woman, and he was right on that end. You know who I'm referring to? Kevin Samuels. They don't say like, "Hey, that's Tommy. That was Tommy. I heard of that guy." No, as of 2021, talking about how name gets crossed fast, marketing, all it is in a name. I'm hearing women, not the guys, but the guys will say, but I'm talking about women will say, yeah, my girlfriend told me about him. And I started watching him, and I told my girlfriend, talking about word gets around fast. I'm hearing his name far and wide. And this just recently happened, last week, where I was like, not eavesdropping, but I was on my stuff and I was, checking some stuff out, and I browsed through, Kevin, when you just go window shopping, chasing some stuff, and I paused. And it was a topic that Kevin Samuels had, as far as his content, what he was speaking on. And I had the volume up. And the person that I was next to, because I was just sitting working on something. And the female was like, "Oh, I've heard," and check this out. When I was sitting doing my thing, it was, non-black. This is a non-black woman that said, "Hey, who is that?" I said, "Oh, Kevin's, I've heard of him. I've heard of him." So, and I didn't have to go further. So you watched him. So how did you? And I didn't ask, how did she find out about this? How did she learn or know about this person? I didn't even ask. I didn't even have to. It was within itself to be like, word gets around fast, Judge. The name gets around. She didn't say Tommy. Oh, that's Tommy. They sound the same. Is that Tommy? No. I know who that is. They know. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's unfortunate. Unfortunately, that interview he did with Solo Nation technically destroyed any credibility. Only Kevin would only screw with him after all them insults he threw at him in that interview. I could name about 7 off rip. Like literally, he was just, these motherfuckers had to do work to do something and do work. I just roll out of bed and put a t-shirt on. I'm greater than all these motherfuckers. I'm like, okay.
But you know what? He's ready, like call it corporate or not, Judge. He's ready to put on a show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
T-shirt or not, he's giving the people what they want. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like celebrity, but not just like without people having to email them to say, well, what would y'all like to talk? I've seen that with content creators. Once they run out of things, what would you like me to talk about? Come on, Kevin he's commanding it. He's commanding it to a point where it's like, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna talk about, what I'm gonna present. I'm gonna give you, if not a show, that image consultant, all about image. I'm gonna give you that image because that's what you expect. I don't care if it's a suit or a turtleneck. I'm giving you that image. When he do them little snippets of walking around in ATL or LA, I'm letting you know, even if you catch me in a t-shirt, you ain't gonna, I'm not coming across the audience as a, bummy. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, you got holes in your t-shirts. He's living up to par to his name. Okay. He's living up to that. You can judge him like a co-signer or a cheerleader. It's like he's an image consultant, but at the same time, if he falls from that, that'll give the people a reason to be like, did you catch him today? He was in his pajamas. That ain't like Kevin. He's living up to that. So you can come at him on whatever, but at least with that, you can't.
Right. Well, here's another thing to point out.
Hey. Judge Zilla's been up here for like 5-6 minutes. Let's let him get in for a second. What's going on, Judge?
Hey, Kev. Hey, Kev, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm a little confused. I've been amused. I've been amused by the whole, not only this channel's conversation about it, but the kind of general overall tenor in the space. Like, one of the things that confuses me is confusing in an amusing way. It's confusing to me that people keep referencing Tommy like he's defunct. He's sitting at 2,500 views right now.
Okay. We didn't say we didn't say no. We didn't say he's
No,
the.
no, but that's the impression that's the. I'm just giving you the impression of an audience member of the audience member who's watching it, Judge.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
I'm not saying that you've said that.
Oh, that
What I'm saying is,
and I'm explaining this for the audience, since you said that that's what they could probably say. The point we're trying to make is this. The point we're making is this. The difference between the two individuals is that this. Kevin Samuels is more of a team player. People
right.
can relate. People. I mean, Tommy Sotomayor had his run. He was the biggest.
He didn't have his run. He's still running.
Okay, but
he's still doing extremely well.
Can I finish? He was. Nobody said that he's basically like this. If Eminem come out with a song this week, and this week was his highest week, but next week he's only selling 100,000, he didn't fall off. We didn't say that the nigga's broke and he
right, but he's only one. He is literally only one. What do you call him? Shade Room or World Star fucking clip to being a regular fucking name, like being to where I guess from
Judge,
to
can I ask you a question?
Can a person finish the statement before you go off there? I said,
but Judge Ray, with all due respect, sir, this started. Kev gave me the floor, and then you interrupted me.
All right, go ahead.
That, you know what I'm saying? So you're throwing something at something at me.
Question. That's why you said. I said we didn't say.
I didn't ask any question. You chose to.
You guys are making it seem. The question was.
That's not a question.
Okay. If that's not a question, then maybe I interpreted it as a question. But you said you trying to make it seem that this man is not relevant anymore. And
that's not. That's not what I said.
Not exactly what you said, but that's what you meant. Guys, you come on now. We're not gonna get caught up on the exact word that was.
There's a lot of semantics being played here.
You can't. But again, you never let me finish what I was saying. George.
Well, go ahead then, sir.
I'm at a complete fucking loss where I was at now, to be perfectly honest. But again, ultimately, I guess the main point I was trying to make is like you can have Bob Saget, right? There's nothing wrong with there being a Bob Saget and a Bill Burr. Nothing wrong with that at all.
All right.
In the space of in the space or outside of the space, because let's be honest, neither one of them claimed Manosphere. Neither one of them. Which is also another weird thing to me. Why the whole cheerleague aspect of it. But hey, it is what it is. One is definitely on a meteoric rise as far as his popularity deal is. The situation is, and I don't know.
Actually, to be honest, since you don't know the details, actually, Soto Nation actually hated the Manosphere. They never claimed Manosphere. If you really wanted to say like this, is actually Kevin Samuels actually gives shout outs to the Manosphere. He's not part. He may not say he's part of it, but he does give shout outs to the Manosphere. Where Soto Nation was actually hating on the Manosphere in the beginning. So get your facts right, just for the audience and the people.
Again, I never stated a fact, Judge.
Oh, no, I'm just saying that's
Holy
what I said. I mean,
but you're attributing it to me, man. Come on, man.
All right, man. You getting a little. Come on, man. We just gonna continue on.
Well, my thing is this.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
My thing is this.
It doesn't matter.
I don't mind people up here that's a Tommy fan. That's cool. But like I said, since lately I think 2020 maybe, he tried to dip his hand in certain sectors like the so-called B1 network. Very much unsuccessful. But I'm telling you right now, a man of his stature that's been on the YouTube thing for over a decade now, that you gotta make it so relevant. And to be honest with you, I don't hear much people talk his name lately until just the last couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Right. But
so to be honest with you, bro, that in YouTube to be relevant, people gotta be talking about your name. The only person that's hot right now is talking about somebody's name is Kevin Samuels, unfortunately. And not only men are talking about briefly, but a lot of hurt black women and Kev Kavapsis are talking, even at the point that they still reference this man's name on some of their live streams. Some did even 24-hour fucking streams on this motherfucker.
You can't again. The ref by the way that you're framing that, right? You're saying that he's not relevant. Again, new people come into YouTube and find new shit every day, right? And to be fair, if you exclude Kevin, right? Because Kevin is not part of the Manosphere, there's nobody on par with those numbers that Tommy puts up. We can agree to that fact, right?
Yeah, we can agree to that.
Right.
We never said there was, but remember, Total Nation ain't part of Manosphere.
I mean, I really wish you'd stop setting up straw man, Judge.
It's not a straw man argument, but I mean, just that said, if you ever notice, the whole
a straw man is setting up an argument, setting up an argument and attributing it to the person who, again, never mind.
Okay, but I think we're comparing apples and oranges because technically their group actually back in the day hated the Manosphere group.
What are we supposed to do about that, though? I mean, there's a lot of people that hate the Manosphere.
I don't understand. That's why I mean I understand that you have history, Judge. I do. I really do.
I'm not talking about me. I said, what if you see, nigga, I know how to keep shit separate. Think about it. I done gave the nigga 4 shout outs of things that he's done well on this channel alone.
All right. Did y'all know that Jared Jaxn cheated on his wife and he was outed? Did y'all know that?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that y'all understood that,
that's the thing is I'm not sure, again, with the Derek Jaxn situation, I'm not sure what he would pick up from either gentleman.
Okay.
I mean, nor am I sure what he would pick up with his situation from their own scenario, right? Because it again, to give credit to Judge Dre there, it's an apples and orange situation, right? Like there is a possibly can be referenced as a publicity or popularity beef, and his is a what's going to be labeled as a scandal, but nobody in the no male with a pair of actual balls is gonna actually considers it as again. I think I've heard other people reference it even on this one as a what?
Right.
Derek Jaxn was stepping out on his woman.
Well, I mean, come on. Like that. Here's the question: did you actually believe that man was faithful?
I'm sorry. Say again.
I gotta ask you a question, though. Be honest, Judge. Do you believe that man was faithful? Like just like listening to some of his videos, did you believe that man was faithful?
I'm missing what you're saying. Did I believe that he was what?
Faithful. Faithful. That means only mess with one woman. Faithful.
I couldn't hear you over fucking chaos. Fake. What are you saying?
I'm faithful.
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 That's exactly what I was. I am so fucking confused here. Maybe I'm just drunk.
No, I said, did you?
I opened your drink when you came up here, guys.
Yeah, you might have something with your mic. You might leave and come back. But I
said, I literally, like Judge Dre, when I get the what? That's me saying the exact same thing that you're saying now.
Yeah,
that's like again, nobody believed that this dude who is driving around in a Lambo and has black women fucking washing their feet with his hair, washing his feet with their hair, and has every fucking opportunity, sees his wife and knows what women are out there that are throwing themselves at him, right? Not just the, rotund, larger women, but the other women as well.
God damn.
Look, I know you look, Judge, we've been around together. Yeah, I understand you like meat. You like a little gristle. You like a little gristle with the sizzle. I
like the little babies, back in the day, you give the baby a little gristle to chew on.
But he has more than just that. So, and again, all of those accoutrements. It's like the South Park episode where I don't understand at all why somebody with millions of dollars, a man with $1 million would, would ever want to have sex with many women. Like, nobody with nuts ever this is not a shock to anybody. It's pretended to be a shock.
I think that
everybody's pretending that it's a shock.
They don't realize that men, we can go ahead and fuck somebody without loving them.
But so I mean, as far like I said, so believing he was faithful, absolutely not, absolutely fucking not. And again, I think another thing has been floated out here, maybe projection, maybe not. It seems like it was the entire arrangement, as far as my eye could tell, was again, it was a marketing play anyway.
Yep, I was thinking that too, because when I looked at her, I mean, I figured that he could have got a better looking woman than that. I mean, maybe she's a good person. I don't know her, but you understand what I'm saying.
When Curves advertise, right? When Curves makes a commercial for their services, they don't use in shape women.
No, they don't. Well, I mean, not even the fact that, like, when you sit up here and you listen to that stuff there, like, some people can call it, like, the best way I can put it is kind of like virtual goods. Remember, like, when Zanga came out and then motherfuckers were spending like $400 on Farmville a month?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I call, basically, Derek Jaxn is like a virtual good. You pay and buy his books so you can read stuff that you want to hear.
Absolutely. Like, you know what? Derek Jaxn is Trim Spa.
Right. I mean,
Derek Jaxn is Slim Fast.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'll say like this: is Derek, like, and I sit here and laugh about, because when we talk about the three of them, Derek Jaxn, Kevin Samuels, Tommy Sotomayor, they all have a target audience.
Exactly.
At certain points, just like right now, overweight women, or women, or they're more average women, and women who are, say, not as attractive as we say, they're more 5, 6, 7, 8s than there are 10s, right? 9s and 10s, right?
Easily.
So if I'm going to make a product and I wanted to cater to, I'm going to make it for that. No, and I mean, you sell this hype train that that's why I would never say that a woman has to have any type of standards, because why? If I say a woman has to have standards, that would eliminate some of my potential customers.
Exactly.
I said, so I mean, I remember I did marketing a little bit of that. I was a salesman. I know you tell them what you want to hear. I used to sell high-end merchandise back when, motherfuckers didn't have computers in their homes. And you telling people, they walking out spending $2,500, and we barely had dial-up.
Yeah, no, Derek Jaxn. Right. Derek Jaxn is effectively the Diet Coke with the supersized meal.
Yeah,
it's all shit that. I would say that's even the best example that I came up, a reference that I came up with, because none of what he's saying is going to get the women what they want, but it's it's what they want to hear. Just like that large Diet Coke isn't going to negate those other 2,400 fucking calories, but. It's better than making that 2,400 calories a 2,800 calories or 3,000 calories, but it's still not going to get them. It's still not going to get them any fucking closer to the weight or the size that they want to fucking be. And that's what Derek Jaxn shit is. Is this going to affect them over the long run? I don't think so, because again, there are new fat women being minted every day. Mm-hmm. There are new feminist women being minted every day. There are new delusional women being minted and coming into the space every day. He definitely did not have all of the women that's available for his marketplace. So this is just going to be another illustrative point that he can spin to say, to say, like I think I've heard others say, that look, even me, I was placed on a pedestal, but even me, I'm not the Jesus that everybody made me out to be. And that's why I can tell you about these men, and I can tell you what you need to be desirous of, and what you need to be what you need to be cautionary with, because even I have fallen. All that bullshit crap that happens with that way.
Well, I'll give Derek Jaxn a credit at this. See, because I've heard other things, other rumors that never realized anything. I see what Derek Jaxn probably treats this. I mean, and like I said, it depends on how your morals are and all like that inside. But Derek Jaxn probably treats these videos and all these points and the shit that he makes as a job. I go to work and do my red hour. I do my 8 hours doing this bullshit, saying all this shit that these motherfuckers want to hear. Then I go home and go right back to normal. Oh no, I'm only kissing your ass when I'm on the clock.
Like I think you're right. Right, Jim Carrey wasn't Fire Marshal Bill all day, every day.
Right, like even there was a dude that worked with Eminem, and he's like, man, I ain't never seen a dude that worked like. He's like, man, we got we was getting into a roll. We got 5 minutes left. He's like, dude, it's 5 o'clock. It's time to go home. He's like, dude, we can fit. He's like, no, treat it like a job, 9 to 5.
So he's received the benefits of it. He's done his deal, and again, he's never gonna. Okay, I want to say this without putting Kev in a position in a corner to get called out from my bad remark.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Look, he's
Hey,
don't stutter. Keep talking. Don't stutter.
He's never going to get. Okay, sorry. Okay. He's never going to get to the position where he's going to have to worry about seeing another content creator and claiming they stole my shit.
Oh wow.
So,
well, I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie. It takes. Could I do Derek Jaxn's job? I'm not gonna lie. I probably could, because I hate to say I'm one of those ones. I don't give a fuck what other motherfuckers don't think about me. But it's like, I mean, you got to really know that when you like talk on them talking points he be making and some of the shit he got to say. Like sometimes I think that the nigga be making these videos. He probably be writing this shit down, making it, reading it off a chart, and then as soon as he done, he just be laughing like, shit! Did you hear what I said? Because there's some of this shit he cannot believe.
No, look again. He is okay. He is arguably in the top 1% genetically of men.
Yeah,
it's inarguable. It's inarguable.
Mm-hmm.
Just by virtue of being 6'3" or 4, whatever.
They say 6'5".
He's 6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, that's less than 1%. So he's that already, right? He's in shape, right? He's in shape. He's got symmetrical symmetrical features, right? Which is a general sign of attractiveness, right? So we have those fucking 3 things right there. That places him in the top 1. That's of men. Now, overall, that's overall men. We're not just talking about men, black men in America. That leaves it like he's like 0.1%, right?
So Judge Zilla, when you're done, I just want to ask. That's going back to Judge, not you, Judge Zilla. Was that you that said that, Judge, that you could do it? Going off of Judge Zilla's point of the top 1% and this and the jawline and all that, Judge, not you, Judge Zilla. Can you do that? Was that you said that you could do it, Judge?
The only reason why I see, like, if you notice, I've taken a lot of talking points that, like, I admit to a lot of things that most other people won't admit to. Like, I mean, you've heard some shit come out of my mouth, and I'll stand behind what I say. I'm one of those ones where I don't care if you like me or if you don't, because I don't value the things that I value are weird. So it's like, it takes a certain type of individual, because that you could, like, by him making these talking points. Say I'm Derek Jaxn, I'm making these talking points. Unless I know, like, his friends must know, oh man, it's just a game, it's a hustle. And I believe that that's what his friends know, because I know that he's got to turn the video off after he says some shit like that and just start bust out laughing. Because I ain't gonna lie, when this scandal came out and he had the girls in the house, I'll say like this. I said, oh, see, that nigga is normal. He just putting on the front for work. That's what I thought. I said, that nigga is normal. He just putting on the front for work. Because I ain't gonna lie.
But Judge, like I asked, and not saying that you're not, it's going right back again to that. You said about the camera, turn off the camera, cracking jokes, and saying, man, that was fun. I got a kick out of that. Are you able to play that role, cam up, get on the camera, come in like you're the bionic man on steroids?
Yeah, you gotta fix your mic, bro. It sounds like you're a machine.
Yeah. again, just for that, just for that reference, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
So
Leave and
that's
come
like
back. Leave and come back, man.
that's like saying, okay, so to me, this is how I hear that question. Judge answered it his way. This is how I hear that question. Now, we'll put it in a different parameter. Am I willing to pretend to be a cyborg for? Am I willing to portray myself as a cyborg to get several million dollars in paycheck for pretending to be a cyborg for a television show? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So would I be able to do what he's doing? Yes.
Yeah, I like not because see if I put it in that aspect, because I like literally you would have to make sure that too. This is the bad thing about having that job. Like, say I'm Derek Jaxn, I got the looks, I got the body, all this shit, and I'm doing this talking points like that, and I'm saying all this shit. And then say we just faking it. So after work, we'd be sitting up there laughing at the shit we do. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Think about it, dude. We can get sit around. Like, say us men got together in a group. Like right now, it's 5 of us on this panel. And we start, okay, look, let's start talking about stuff to get the women's panties wet, this, that, and the other. And then we're going to come up with, help me for about an hour. Man, we could be cranking out shit they want to hear every time. I said, like, all you need is a front, man. You get you like 4 people in the back. I mean, Derek Jaxn got the genetics and get like 4 people in the back writing for you. Oh, man. I mean, like I said, it's a good job.
Yeah, and he's not the first one. He's not the first one to utilize this shit.
No, it's not. But
Ludacris. Remember? Does nobody remember fucking Ludacris?
Yeah.
And understand that one of the big kicks that Ludacris got to his career is when he started putting fat women in his videos and saying how much he liked fat women. You never saw him with a fat woman. Never once saw him with a fat woman.
Nope.
But in his videos and what he would say in his songs, and you can directly correlate when he started doing that, the increase in the way his music was fucking selling.
I mean, like, but this is my problem why I couldn't have the job like that, because I would probably get fired on. I would probably get caught up because this. Like, don't you know how we sit down, we write the shit up like this, and then afterwards you'd be like, I'd just be sitting there laughing because think about it, any one of your people in your group that you writing that shit with, y'all fall out, it's over with. Because I'm like, man, we don't be believing that shit.
But Judge Ray, that's what they do with Cosmo.
Yeah.
That's what they do with Mademoiselle. That's what they are literally in on the joke.
Yeah, I mean, well, I know that they're in on the joke, but like, think about it, because think about it. These big companies like Flo, when she was the spokesperson for Progressive, they got rules on how you can act. And I'm pretty sure Derek Jaxn has probably got big enough where his company and corporation, how he set this up, he knows that even though he's running the shit, it's rules that he's got to act. So he's got to put that front on 24/7.
Yes.
Because get caught out there slipping, that could cost you money. So it's like, man, I do that. Did they ever be like tired? He'd be like, well, what's wrong?
He doesn't have to put the front on. He doesn't have to put the front on 24/7. Right, but what he can never do is acknowledge the front.
Yeah,
he has to. What he has to do is, and when you bring it, like, man, you can't believe. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. See, there we go. I agree with you on that, because I always think of back when what was that, Ocean's 11 or Ocean's 10, where he was like, wait, man, I thought you were doing something. He said you were doing, and he said, well, what? And he's like, oh, man, sometimes you just get uncomfortable living a lie. And I believe that deep down inside, he does not feel that way. I believe, but I think that he just put the front off for so long. It's like, you put the cape on and you just ain't never, you put the work clothes on and just never took it off.
And to assume, again, to assume that this is the first one or the only one, come on.
Right. Oh, of course. Well, he had other scares already, and they say there's another chick about to come out. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I feel sorry for Derek Jaxn.
Yeah.
I feel
to
sorry.
To me, I can't abide by that, because whoever comes out after fucking this, I don't give a fuck. Because that's the game that they fucking play, dog pile on the fucking rabbit.
Of course.
You know what I mean? A whole bunch of fucking, and then what never comes out after the fact is the ones that were found to be fraudulent and were just trying to get a piece of shit. Like, because a whole lot of them have come out, but that never comes out in the wash because nobody cares anymore when that information comes out.
Well, I will agree. I will agree. I think that there are more people going to come out, and especially this is the bad thing. It's bad timing. One, with COVID going on, some of these broads is, their money ain't where they want it to be. People got less money to trick off on broads. So if they can find a way to make an extra couple dollars by telling a story, this shit's gonna be out there right now. That's the bad thing with this event coming out. Plus, we got a new book, so they figure more money about to come there. Oh yeah, and the way these people are looking for money now, and most of these people out of work, so they can't. Oh man, any other way that a person can get some money for not doing nothing, it's gonna be done.
All right. Hold on one second. Why Skinner Man Cave. I'm sure he's talking about Stretch Mark Lover in his super chat, but thanks for your support. He said he'll be back in the pulpit tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He made a pulpit comment because they probably forgive Derek Jaxn like they forgive these preachers around here.
That's how it's always been.
Eddie Long, but
Mm-hmm.
all right.
What's wrong with your throat there, Kevin? Do you need a throat lodging?
I don't know, man. That wasn't what that was for. I know, tell a joke that matches. But anyway, we're talking about Derek Jaxn, Kevin Samuels, Tommy Sotomayor. Let me explain the title of the video. The title of the video is just a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a question. Whether people want to read into it or not, that's on them. But it's a yes or no question. Should he have watched? Should he have watched people like Tommy Sotomayor? Should he have watched people like Derek Jaxn, or should he have watched Black Manosphere content? All it is a question. You know what I'm saying?
It's actually a very clever title. I'll give you super credit for that. I hear what you're saying, and I see other avenues, and very clever.
All right, cool. Well, I mean that was the intention, but anyway, yeah, we're at the 3-hour mark, which I'll go on. I'll go on for a little longer. I mean, it's pretty early for this show's time slot, whatever. But what do y'all think, man? Can Derek to Y Skinner Man Cave sentiment? Will Derek Jaxn bounce back? Usually after humiliations, I do notice that people do kind of get bigger, or they are able to maintain and solidify their spot, despite the fact they have a windfall. Now, how much would this affect Derek Jackson's audience, you think? Do you think that Simps Everywhere just took an L? Do you think the sisterhood feels let down? I think that the sisterhood is going to attack brothers anyway.
Yes,
I mean it's like one of those one slip up things. Yeah. It's one slip up and he's done. What's going on?
To me, again, I don't even think this is an actual. Like, I understand the reasoning for the question, but I don't think it's an actual question, because we have a perfect example of this. We got many of them. You mentioned Eddie. I mean, you didn't mention Eddie Long, but I Eddie Long comes to mind. We'll put it that way. But secondarily, right? Celebrity figure, supposed to be, the outrageous news comes out that is devastating, supposed to devastate his popularity and his appeal. Didn't at all. Chris Brown. Because you have that level, because if you're dealing with delusional women, you have sycophants, and once you have sycophants, what is commonly referred to in the arena here as dick ride defense forces, there's this dude is going to shake this off like it's nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah, Cortez Smith. I just looked at that little video you posted in the chat. I mean, it could be him, it could not be him. But this shit's funny. The man said, "What's going on?"
They had, her. Girlfriend had the screenshots of the texts. She gave the screenshot. She gave the video, and all of that. She gave the screenshots and video, and she got more information. Like, literally, this is the problem. He's gonna shake it off. I'll say like that, but he's gonna lose a part of his base because of that. there will be damage done because of this incident, especially if another girl comes out recently. If another girl comes, you need at least two. If
But
just
you
one,
gotta
it's a
understand.
one-off. You need at least two.
You gotta understand. Regardless who has receipts, and let's say there's more women, then obviously women gotta have track records if they really want to stick it to them, which they don't, because if you had evidence, you would slowly reveal that eventually. Waiting out at this point, and people not gonna take it serious. But when it comes to black women, or I said one reveal comes out, everybody else come out. That means anybody else can come out and say, "Yeah, Derek Jaxn fucked me. He fucked me. He fucked me." Oh yeah,
The
where's
only
your
reason,
receipt?
the only way he
Well, I
loses
have no
ground
receipt,
is
but
if
I
they're
know he
white or
fucked me.
Asian.
Because now think about it, it's gonna be some serious clout chasing after this. That's why I look at that. This is gonna blow over in a month. After a month, niggas gonna go back to normal. Same with some black fucking
the only reason he gets a step down, he's going to get any step down is if
another woman,
if they're white, Asian, or Hispanic.
Well, I say another woman.
Well, Judge, you have a point there. If now a white woman reveals it, that might be the dagger potentially, and I said potentially. But if it's black woman, a black more, they say, well, fuck that. I'll fuck Derek as long as he give me some money and clout. I'll do it, because let's be honest, women love to fuck other men. That's why when you hear certain women content creators talk about, it's his fault that he should never entertain this woman. Yeah, but you as woman, you should never entertain a fucking married man. Why the fuck you fucking his married man? You know he's married because you want to. You get me? And the reason why I say this, T.I. said best that most women will not fuck with you unless you have somebody.
Well, I mean, look, her agency, I don't care. His agency, in my opinion, in the situation, is a superseding agency. He's the married man, regardless of he has his contract with his wife. Whatever she does to try to intercede,
his wife ain't going nowhere, man. If she was going to divorce, she would divorce already.
Look, I'm saying his contract is just with his wife. If she tries to intercede on that contract, it doesn't matter to me. That's their contract with each other. But again, I'm right there with you. Amnesia is going to come in about 35 days, because we've seen this before. Chris Brown only got more popular.
Well,
more desirable.
He hit though. He took it like literally that.
No, he took a hit from backing and promotion.
Yeah, like he lost like $7 million that first year.
Yes, he took a hit from backing and promotion. He didn't take a hit from his fan base.
Oh yeah, of course not.
And again, these are the same. He gets to come back with the more than a conqueror. Because it's great enough to be a conqueror, but if you fall in it, we fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. For a saint is just a sinner who fell.
I didn't know you had it in you,
No.
Cortez Smith, Derek is secretly red pill.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, he is red pill. He told one chick, said, "Shut up, you little bitch," for suck my dick on a text.
Yeah.
So
Now this is the thing. This is the thing that I sit there and laugh. That's why I said I believe that he's really normal. Like he might be really normal, and then when he goes old, he'll be like, fuck. Like, think about Derek. Like, you can make good videos of Derek Jaxn. Like, say you want to do a parody, like how Derek Jaxn acts in public. And then, the black woman got this, that, and the other, that. And then come home, like, God damn it, I'm tired of saying that shit.
He's an evangelical, man. Come on. He's an evangelical. Yeah. How many evangelicals have to be caught? And like, how can you guys by now not recognize an evangelical?
Mm-hmm. Well, I call him like he's selling like virtual goods or snake oil. It's kind of like he's selling like a bullshit product, but everybody wants it.
Single moms are for grown men only. Yes. How many single moms with no man that got bacon on their back would love to hear some black man who makes muscles say that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, he's selling hope, you know, just like
Hope.
These are the same. These are again the same women. The same women that look, Judge Dre. You're in pretty decent shape. I've seen you on camera doing your work. Well, let's say somebody like me. Let's say somebody like me. I got a few. I got a few 50 extra pounds. You know what I'm saying? And this woman who battles me for the scale
Mm-hmm.
may have the nerve to sit there and say, "Well, well, usually I go for dudes that you know, dudes that are more athletic shape." Huh?
Hmm.
You look all of a sea lion, but you want a greyhound. Okay, but you expect to get a greyhound.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the delusion. So this is the level of fucking delusion that exists. Therefore, exactly what Kev said right there. Yeah, fucking single moms are for grown men. By a dude flexing his muscles in front of her. She's all about that. Like it makes no logical sense. It makes
Yeah.
no rational fucking sense because anybody would sit there and think, but that dude can have a way better and easier life without having to deal with either of you, and by only having to deal with a woman with no children. He can have an easier life dealing with no woman, but he can have a really easy life dealing with a woman on his terms
Well,
that doesn't have a kid.
what does he do? What does he do for a living other than the videos and all like that? I mean, I ain't gonna
He
lie.
writes books. He writes books. Coddling and telling fuckery to women, black women.
But he's got to do something else more than that to be worth that much money.
Oh, he's got Lamborghini.
Well, Judge, let's get real. I
else
Google him, right? Let's be honest. I Google him. The only thing I find out is dude that he is a mogul. He's a so-called author. He sits on his fucking car all day, do his little less than 10-minute videos, snipping, cutting, pasting with the help of other people, and he keeps to a monologue that women are comfortable with hearing. Say,
Judge
yes,
Drake,
I am a queen.
Judge Drake,
I
the
am,
weave industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
What?
Yes. No, I think that
who pays that? Who pays that multi-billions of dollars?
Yeah, but I mean,
women.
The nail industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
But think about it. The man, does he like do a lot of shows and stuff in person somewhere or something?
Yes, he does those things.
Look at this picture. Look at this lie. Single mothers, grown man. Yo, be honest with you, since he talked about single mothers, I know he fucked a couple of single mothers here and there. Talk that bullshit. Oh, where's Kev? He gone. Yeah, he fucked a couple single mothers here and there.
Yeah, he did have a chick with a baby. He said that at one time in one of his.
And even one rumor talking about say he fucked one chick and knocked her up and paid and told her to abort it. Yeah. And this one was like in the profession. So I'm saying, damn dude, you've been very loose with your dick.
He is understand this. He is a social. This is my term. I'm placing this together. I haven't seen this term in the greater diaspora or anywhere else. Right? He is a social evangelist. He saw how much money women were willing to give the church. He didn't want to play the church angle because secularism is becoming more popular than spirituality or faith-based things. But you know what's gonna, you know what problem's not gonna be fucking solved ever? The lack of of connection of black men to black women, because like he sees all of this shit. Mm-hmm. He uses as Kev said, he uses his position and understanding of red pill information to feed back to get money from it. To feed back to get money off of it by throwing them everything that they want to hear. He's feeding them everything. He is Hansel and Gretel, right? Hansel and Gretel. He is the witch. He is the witch that built the fucking gingerbread house so for Hansel and Gretel to fucking eat on and get fat.
Because I mean, I'm sitting up here and I'm thinking that unless he does a lot of shows, I'm thinking, well, maybe he does real estate or something too. You know, I mean, I guess it is a lot of money in that. But
It's the biggest. Okay. So you've done marketing. I've done online marketing.
Yeah.
Okay. I've done online marketing and affiliate marketing. Right. Relationship industry. Right. And the health industry, health and wellness industry, are the two largest markets available for first world countries, and that's including UK, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, all first world fucking nations. Relationships and health and wellness, right? The biggest sectors. Everything. If you go to JV Zoo or the ClickBank, right, and you look up for offers to try to do affiliate marketing with, 90% of them, 90% of the first ones that are going to be recommended to you are all related to relationships or health and wellness. And of that split, it's probably going to be 50 to 40 to relationships, because with relationships, you don't have to fucking prove results.
No, yeah.
And that's the
There is
dangerous
nothing
thing.
stopping it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And that's why you see a lot of women that create channels talking about, say, I'll teach you how to get this high value man nonsense. They have to produce nothing at all. And a lot of people are not aware of this. That I could come up with a product tomorrow, and if I market it well, shit, make myself a couple thousand and be close to a six-figure nigga.
Like, you have to, like I said, as much. We're the only thing by shitting on him, the Manosphere, specifically Obsidian, right? Specifically Obsidian, because he tends to be Obsidian's direct target. Right? I don't really hear anybody else actually go after Jaxn. But maybe I'm just sheltered in the Manosphere. But as it were, anyway, the main goal is just to get them it has always been just to get him to say to get him to break from, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But he's not going to do that because he knew full well what he did when he got into what he was doing when he got into this industry.
Oh wow,
he saw full well that which is going to be easier for me to separate women from $1 or men from $1?
Well, I'm looking. This man, he done wrote about 9 books.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's okay. All right. So yeah, you could, if you done wrote that many books, you can make money.
Exactly. Oh, and not, like I said, guess those appearances, seminars, all kinds of fucking shit.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, he's probably worth a couple mil easy.
I think he's even done a few cruises or something like that.
$1 million a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. I just did a glance. I saw like 9 books that came up on Amazon.
Yeah. And how much those books cost?
Here, I gotta go back. So I mean, I guess you could. Yeah, I say, but yeah, I'm like, and authors. The good thing about it, if you're a writer, if you're real good, I've never read any of them. But if you're real good, I mean, there's so much money.
No, it's not about him being real good. It's about him looking real nice on the cover.
Well, he doesn't show pictures on the covers. A lot of them didn't.
No, there's an in flap.
Oh,
where they have the picture and
Okay.
He is an attractive black dude telling average at best, probably more or less than below average, that they can get him.
And it's a
lie. He is giving them the game on how to get him, which is what they want, because he fulfills those 666 requirements.
And you see a lot of black women, and that's why Kevin has been stating this many times, almost a year now. In the next two months, by May hit, it's gonna be a year since he changed up his platform to go target women. That he's been telling women that's not in that app that you look for perfection, 666, and he tell you said that's not in your category if you're a very much below average woman. And if you are above average woman, you still have to do what's necessary and work to get those type of men, the ones that fits the 6 categories of what they call high value men.
Wait a minute, you saying that now?
Who?
Derek Jaxn.
No, not Derek Jaxn. It says from Kevin Samuels.
Oh, I was about to say that's Kevin talking point.
Yeah, no, Derek's not gonna really admit everything that Kevin said because he watches Kevin. He's not gonna say it. Because if you mention listen, if you mention that dude's name one time, he's done.
Yeah. But in fact,
and mind you, let's be fair, Judge. He don't even give promotion like that anyway because he already has his own platform. He already has problems already. To mention a content creator that's very effective would not be smart in his demographics.
Yeah,
because let's be honest, it's better to sell a lie than really telling the truth. Yeah. And the average woman, which most women are average, and some are pretty much fugly, they want that type of man. They're not willing to do what it takes to get that man. Hell, most women on the average in the West we call America don't know what men want. So they very much X themselves out of the dating market.
Exactly.
Well, I sit here and laugh because especially when the people like that sit up here, because I think that when people make comments about because didn't he make a comment in one of his videos that the dude was struggling or something like that? And then it's well, no offense, dude, and you might be rich, but the job and the profession you went into is why is that? It's a lot of money in entertainment and all that. I mean, if you're a good entertainer, you can always make more money than say a person who was a good author or a good carpenter. I mean,
maybe. I mean,
you could also lose a lot of money too. So I mean, entertainment is a niche market. You have to really be and devote a lot to your craft.
I agree.
Yes, no, right? Because we have Hannibal Buress, so
that's a bad example.
No, that's a great example. That's a great example for a counter argument.
Timing has a lot to do with it too.
But but again, once you find a niche and you drill down in it, then it's just mathematics from there, Dre. Right? So let me explain to you. Let me explain a little bit here. Let me try to explain a little bit. Online marketing, okay? So if you run Facebook ads, you run YouTube ads, right? Or you run Google ads, right? Right? You see them in the columns next to your email. You see them as they come on before these or during these videos that you watch, right? You see them all over Facebook, right? So once you realize what your engagement rate is going to be, once you drill down to what your click-through rate is going to be, and then once you maximize it for click to purchase, right? Now, what you understand is it's going to take me a starting base of this many people to get through these 5 fucking steps that I have to get through. Now, once I get to these 5 fucking steps, if my rate is better than 2%, I'm a fucking winner. And I'm an even better fucking winner if the cost of that happening is less than 25% of the product that I'm selling. Of the cost of goods sold for the product that I'm selling. Now, once I have that information that way, I know that I can throw money into this machine. I can throw $10,000 into this machine and come back tomorrow and pull $15,000 out of that machine. Consistently. So what do? I do that. Pull 5,000 out, right? Put the 10,000 back in, do it again, right? Second time, I've broken even. Third time, I'm in the gold and everything that comes from it.
Hey, I'm gonna step in for a second. I know this is off topic, and I may be kind of being a little petty and messy here, but what exactly in the hell is the kitten spear?
Oh, they
call that the hell?
I don't know.
I never heard that.
What is the kitten spear? Is this more like is this more gay shaming for a group of heterosexual men?
No,
I can imagine what it is. I can imagine what it is, but I don't know.
I'll tell you. Start because they was talking about Kevin's boots that say kitten on the back of them, and that's where it started from.
Oh, it said kitten on the back of his boots.
Right.
The hell that how in the hell did you bring yourself to do that? I mean, Kevin Samuels, but like,
he's an image consultant, Kevin. It's
okay, I
not an
understand.
accident.
I
It's
understand.
not
I
an
understand.
accident.
I
right.
understand. I understand.
Right.
I
It
mean,
was
I
it
would
was
just.
a pair of he showed the boots online and all like that. Like literally, like they came out with each year they came out with a different name that was on the boots. And the boots, I ain't even gonna lie, for you to sit up here and talk about the shit, the boots was like $3,000.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, no
And
offense,
he has
motherfucker.
probably some affiliate situation going on that way. Yeah. But look, that's why I always laugh with that situation. I always laugh at the defenders. You can't call him that. He's an image consultant.
Right.
If an image consultant puts out these types of images that conjure up these type of furrowed brows, squinted eyes,
he's done his
it's
job.
for a reason.
Right. And I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
not by accident.
Look at how the NBA players used to come in the games. They do this shit for a reason. Why you think? Like, little do you guys know. Why do you think that when Beats headphones first came out, the only reason why that they really took off popular is because the Beats realized that and how to get people were walking to the games, so they gave all the NBA players Beats headphones.
Yep.
Literally within like a year later, everybody. I mean, like literally, they went up like 70 million in a year.
Yeah. When people complain and come up and defend him from that and talk about, oh man, Kevin Samuels must be mad with the people are making all these references and innuendos about him. I just sit back and I'm like,
I'm like, you's a dummy. Most of you motherfuckers. I mean, this is the thing. As you never had any, that goes to show you never been around any real money. Because when people with weird money, the taste is all like when they got money, the taste is like totally different. Like some of the stuff you wouldn't even understand.
Yeah. I understand like the whole kitten heels thing or whatever, and you know me.
They weren't heels. They were
I do understand the whole image consultant thing that he's gonna be wearing different things, different styles, because he caters to that kind of audience. But when the term kitten spear comes in, who exactly in the fuck is the ballless wonder talking about?
Basically, they're talking about. Basically, they're trying to say that basically they're dogging the whole manosphere, but because Kevin has unfortunately taken the face of the man here because he's the biggest one being talked about right now.
Well. It's like I say. It's like a wise YouTuber once told me. Nothing and no one is above criticism, and not even the Black Manosphere is above criticism, which I do fully understand. But to call it kitten spear, I feel like you're taking shots.
It is. It's phase two. It's phase two of what started. It's phase two of what started with that weirdo on BMTs that went over to Taz's. There's another one that came in here. The most recent one, the most recent other one, that the weird little psycho candy dude. It's the L Gibbet. I'm coming out.
I mean, you mean that SpongeBob thing?
Wants to associate themselves with the manosphere. I have a balls. I have a testicles. I have a penis.
Yeah.
I should be a part of this too.
Yeah. See, matter of fact,
those guys.
I just looked it up. That them shoes right now are selling for $1,300, and they're old.
Man.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can tell. Like I've seen weird styles. Like when I was working on some of these high-end houses, like when you see Mongols hanging on the wall and shit. I've seen some weird styles. And you be like, man, I wouldn't give you $10 for that. And they'd be like, what you talking about? That thing's worth $1 million.
Right, but if he has an affiliate link, if he has those linked in, in his channel, he has an affiliate link. This is what you're not understanding. This is I can tell
the boots weren't linked in his channel. I looked them up.
They will be, but they will be, and when they are, you click on that affiliate link, right? What that affiliate link enables, at least this is how it works with Amazon and quite a few others, is in a 24-hour session after somebody uses that affiliate link, right? you will get a percentage based off of anything that they purchase, which is why it's great to do it with Amazon. Because when you get somebody to Amazon, the likelihood that they're going to buy something from Amazon is very high.
Well, not even the fact of that too. I ain't gonna lie, Kevin could expand and do that. And one of the things that I kind of hate that I've seen that people give the man flack for. The people give the man flack for dressing nice and want to conduct himself a certain way. And I see people, that's soft, that's effeminate, this, that, and the other. But I'm gonna just let you know like this. Would you rather have the hood full of people that listen to Kevin Samuels and conduct themselves like that? Or would you rather have the hood full of people who listen to Tommy Sotomayor and act like that?
To about spastic and screaming and yelling and
like no, I say like this. Say this. If you said I got 1 million men, they're gonna follow this dude, and I got 1 million men, and they're gonna go over here and follow that dude. Which group you think is gonna be more productive?
Damn it. Can I have a third option, please?
But I'm just saying, if you had to, if you say like this, even though, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a church person at all. I don't
Listen,
see.
man, I'm just not certain.
But hey, listen up, fellas. Listen up, fellas. I'm about to bring this to a close.
All right.
So let's get some final statements going. This has been a good conversation. Thanks for coming by, gentlemen. But let's go ahead and do this.
I've got no final thought. I said what I've said. I said all I said, and thanks, Kevin. My final thought is thank you, Kevin, for having me on.
All right, thank you, Judge Zilla Beast. You're welcome anytime you want to come up, and you see a link in the chat. So, all right, appreciate it once again. All right, who's next?
I'll go next. Kev, I'll go next.
Okay.
And according to what Judge Zilla said, yes, Tommy Sotomayor is not down and out yet. He's not out of the race. He's not. He's not. It's not over for Tommy by a long shot. He's still in it to win it. Kevin, he's still doing his thing. Derek Jaxn, he's still in it. He hasn't lost anything. After 3 months, as you all were saying, I was quiet on it. Give it some time, Derek Jaxn. It'll blow over, and he'll be doing his thing as usual. He'll probably tweak some things, change some things around, but he's not out for the count. He's still in it. And when it comes to all three of them, they're doing their own thing. I'd like to see Tommy work with some other people, as he mentioned on Solo's interview, work with some other content creators, and open the doors to them and get along with them and make it happen. And when it's all said and done, I think it's possible. It can happen, but it's up to them. It's up to him individually, and that's what I'd like to see, Kev. And thanks for having me. That's it.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, that was full circle. Thank you for coming up once again, brother. You're welcome at any time you see a link in the chat. Your input is much appreciated. All right, next.
Judge of me. Oh,
yeah. I figure it's room for everybody in the space. Everybody could morally get along a lot better. When it comes to Derek Jaxn, he's just gonna take a small hit on there. Of course, I mean the man's not stupid. We can hate him and all that. We can hate his talking points all they want, but the man's not stupid. Rebrand, you take a slight hit. I figure like that. I ain't gonna lie. If another woman comes out and says some shit and she's got some proof, I actually feel sorry for him because they're gonna treat him just like they treat us. They may not be able to knock him down to a regular normal guy as us, but he's still gonna go through some stress. So I feel a lot of stressful times coming ahead. And that's all I have to say.
All right, Judge Dre. Judge Dre is Judge Dre, and there is no doubt about that. But, for the channel's sake and habitual line steppers, thank you once again for your participation, Judge. All righty, Chaos Reign.
I would say this. like anything in life and any scandal, this will come to pass, like many things. What Derek Jackson has shown improved for over a decade or so, or last couple of years, that he has proven that he is the simp of all men. He has much as red pill than any other man. It's just most people don't really research it and find the little flaws that he already presents that he likes to hide from the public. At the end of the day, black women are going to still coddle him. They're going to still give him validation. The ones that are fugly mostly, and they want the opportunity to get close to him and even get as close as get on their knees and suck his dick. They will do anything just to become a millionaire. So if he is doing this and it's known out the public, a lot of black women are going to hit his DMs like, "Hey, say, yo, what's up?" And trust me, Derek Jackson, like some men, is not going to turn down no pussy. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Chaos Ring, you may have an incredible point right there. You know, if that ball and chain is cut loose, Derek Jackson will probably have no problem having having a having enough women that he names after the days of the week. So yeah, I don't think that cheating is going to do anything to affect his pussy getting.
Right about that.
If that, especially if they got it out there that he eat the booty like groceries.
Bro, he said that he ate that chick so good. She said his dick game and everything was so good. She had to tell Tasha this. So it tells you know what most. Let me tell you something about black women. And I'm be honest with you, and I told Sir Anthony this that I'm gonna do a live stream this week, maybe Tuesday or so. And I'm gonna talk about this cheating aspect. But I find it like this: that if you're a freaky black man, you do well, and other women start to talk, other women are going to be interested and curious to get their back blown out. They want to get slaughtered. You know what I'm saying? They want that. You get me? So, like I said, Derek Jackson, this is only going to probably make his popularity go even higher. So, what this bitch just did, it might be a curse, but it could also be a blessing. So, let me stop before I go to more on your channel, man, because, yeah, I'm gonna stop.
And I totally get it, man. There's a lot to say about this, and one thing that like I said earlier, I don't trust simps at all. I think they're snake oil salesmen. I think they're actually here to take advantage of women. Women don't see it because women agree with the shit that these dudes are saying, and these guys to me are on weirdo level, just like any other of these motherfuckers around here. But I will say this. The question was asked in the chat a little earlier. Is it a possibility that Derek Jackson could get stronger and bounce back from this? Yeah, of course. Of course. I mean, it ain't like he's a 50-year-old man, decrepit, was a pillar of the community, and then he turns around and does this. They'll discard him. No, Derek Jackson is still at a pretty prime age. So, plus, you have to remember the fact that our people in the community has very short-term memories when it comes to certain things. They are going to want their fantasy back in no time. That guy that keeps telling them that they are not wrong and we need to hold these men accountable without putting it on a case-by-case basis. Because if you could paint if BWs could paint their mistakes away with a broad stroke, they would, and their paintbrush is Derek Jackson. And for now, they may lose that paintbrush, and he may get dragged for a few weeks about his cheating on his wife, especially after he said what he says, like as far as what he represents and what he feels like black men should represent when it comes to these females. Now, here's another reason why I don't trust simps. Simps always seem to defend the worst of women, the absolute worst of women. Like this, it's never. If the woman ain't sisterhood approved, they don't simp for that woman.
Right.
They don't.
They simp
I
for
mean,
right.
and they and there's various examples of that throughout social media that people love to deny. So Derek Jaxn, just like anyone else that takes a humiliation, buddy, you're gonna have to ride this one out. I mean, no matter how much you try to convince that everybody that is fake is nonsense, which, you know, that was my first instinct. Once I heard a female dropped it, I was like, hey, you know what, we need some receipts. And me, with the kind of heart that I have, like, you know, so the fuck what? I mean, shit, is he's faked it out with so many people. That cheating thing is a huge possibility anyway. You know, it's like, you know, these women throwing compliments at him. They all in his DMs. And this man has said he was married. How did he meet this chick right here? Shit, she didn't care if he was married. You know, she all the thing she cared about was exposing the man. And I guess once she figured that she wasn't going to continue to get what she wanted, that's how petty a lot of these chicks are around here. So Derek Jaxn wasn't immune from that, no matter how many times he says single moms are for grown men only.
Well, I guess he didn't eat it that well.
Yep, stretch mark lover. A black woman created this. I'm like, yeah, whoop-de-doo. A black woman created the guy talking right now too. Yeah. I mean, along with a black man.
And a black do your business out in the street too.
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier. All the ass he kissed, all the female ass he kissed, it was females that put him out there.
Right.
So Derek Jaxn honestly understands that he has to recognize. Yeah, like he has to recognize that he's a black man now, because like Derek Jaxn is one of these Highlander niggas. You know, anything to prove that he's better than the next man. And if he had to use simping to do it, that's what he did. But good luck, sir, to that bullshit. And Kevin Samuels, Tommy Sotomayor, we talked enough about that. Like I said, both of them are still doing their thing. But, you know, I pose this question for not even for the reasons of Kevin Samuels and Tommy Sotomayor. I pose the question because of the naysayers and the haters. You can criticize all you want. Yeah, there's constructive criticism. Then there's lies and slander. And then there's all this little petty, like being mad at people who are getting views because they're mentioning these guys. The naysayers and the people who are building their channels off of their hate and malcontent for the manosphere are going to have to realize is that a lot of us are getting views in spite of these guys. And I really believe deep down that is what these naysayers are trying to stop. You know, especially that guy that's over there in that other clique where these guys claim to like make muscles and all this other stuff, if you know what I mean. I'm like, this dude he always saying like he's saying everything about the manosphere. The manosphere ain't this. The manosphere don't have any spirituality. The manosphere don't have any morals. The manosphere. Look, dude, and he may know what I'm talking about. He may not know what I'm talking about. Somebody may tell, I think he was talking about you. I mean, I didn't come to the manosphere looking for a father. I didn't come to the manosphere looking for a dad. I mean, because that every time somebody says that, I think they just came here to look for a dad. I think they're missing something in their lives. I mean, whether they had a physical dad or not, and they wanted to come to the manosphere to search for that the answer to that problem. And since people like me aren't giving it to him or don't give a fuck about, like, because me personally, Black Manosphere, the fear is man. If you are a man, you're supposed to have certain things figured out. Period. I mean, that is a standard that men hold themselves to. Period. So if you were looking for the Black Manosphere, which is supposed to be a collective body of minds contributing to the greater good of the Black community, supposedly, then you're supposed to come in here with your faculties about you. Okay, even if you want to come in and talk about a lot of things that are going on with Black men, this is what this space is for too. But to constantly shit on the space for trying, who the fuck are you? For real. Mm-hmm. But I will cover more of that on any given Sunday. You know, I'm not going to talk about like, okay, As far as Kevin Samuels, Derek Jaxn, Tommy Sotomayor, it probably not going to mention them guys for a while or ever again. I mean, depending on which comes first, because like these guys are, at least one of them likely are going to do something that everyone's going to be talking about again. And I do cover those topics on these channels because it's relevant to the space. Whether you think I'm doing it for cloud or not is very irrelevant to me. Because if you think I'm doing anything for any reason, you most of you know where to find me. You can come to this chat and ask. I got an open door policy. I'm not one of these egomaniacs that's gonna say, "Well, fuck you. I got this. Fuck y'all. I got 2K subs. Blah 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 blah." What the hell can you tell me? You could probably tell me a lot. Shoot, that's why I have an open door policy. You know, I consider myself a person that should be. If you think I'm not easy to approach, you're wrong about me. Period. And you know, I know everyone isn't like that, and I know everyone isn't easy to approach, and I don't feel as if you should be as easy to approach as I am because we are individuals. But you know, I will never. I will tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I'll never do. They say never, but I'm never gonna tell people not to fuck with somebody. Just like I was saying about that mod that was timing me out, and the other guy's chat, all some petty shit. Even if you saw what he did, I would never stop you. I would never say, don't be friends with that guy or me and you are not cool. I'm going to let you decide that for yourself. I will also never tell you not to watch anyone because who am I at the end of the day? Hell, you made the choice to watch me. I'm not going to tell you to make to make the choice to not watch someone on my behalf. Now, if you want to do that, that's going to be completely your decision. Kev has nothing to do with that. Period. Okay, so anyway, good luck to these black men. It's like my recommendation to every black man, don't do, if you are going to do this kind of thing, don't do too much silly shit to fuck yourself up because because in this space, and I'm not saying it's right. In fact, it's very fucked up and you should be ostracized for it. They're probably, if you're popular, people are going to try to dox you anyway. So, and it's bullshit. I feel like you've taken the biggest L when you dox, but you know, depending on what you find, you know, that person may take an L too. So that's about it. You know what I'm saying. I'm starting to get tired and I'm starting to ramble a little bit. You know, I know how they go, rah 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 rah, this other stuff. But yeah, I have a good topic lined up for any given Sunday. But you know, anyway, I'm done with these guys for a little while. Thank you to the panel. Thank you for the super chats and your constant continued support of not only this channel right here, but the habitual line steppers, which include the Roger Report, YAS4W, Darth Skater 7, and Sister George of the Breakdown, A Woman's Perspective. Please check us out. We will be on the air at given moments, and I will definitely be on the air for any given Sunday. So see some and thank you, chat. When I see a lot of the same people in the chat, that does let me know that there was progress made and you guys are becoming staples. So you could always, like a couple years down the road, you could say, you know, remember when Kevin was doing such and such kind of numbers? I was there when he was doing it. Now, you know, what we should be saying like a year, even 6 months from now, like, yeah, man, them habitual line steppers, they on top. And I remember when they were right here. So, you know, that's just me being a little optimistic about the future. So I appreciate all your support and thank you once again, everyone, for participating. Oh, shout out to Kel's Uploads. I know who you are. Yeah, dude. Hey, you can always go back and watch, you know, what was said, or I don't know how long you've been watching, but shout out to Kel's Uploads and Hybrid Impact 83. Derek Jaxn got exposed. Go to Tasha K's channel. She was the one that broke the quote unquote exclusive. Derek Jaxn supposedly cheated on his wife with a thought regularly in the same bed he sleeps with his wife in, which is fucked up. But this shit happens. And that is it. That is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. See you guys for any given Sunday, which is later on tonight. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev, we trust. Goodbye.